violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Medgar Evers, and it's a very tranquil scene compared to just a couple hours ago where a drive-by shooting just took place. Excuse me, I'm getting live updates as we speak. I've just been updated to the amount of casualties from this drive-by shooting, and I'm getting reports that 2 people were actually declared deceased and 27 others were shot and injured but are in stable condition. And although we must pray for the families of the fallen, we must also praise God for the aim of the super gremlin. If you want to know more about the victims of this crime, make sure you add BGZM News 17 on Patreon at www.patreon.com/blackgenzmindset. Also, don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and comment on the video to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this gun violence in the streets. For more hard-hitting news coverage from the Communitah, by the Communitah, I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
And cut.
All right, dog. Let's get the out of here before these niggas come back.
Whoa. Yo.
Whoa.
Ain't that nigga J?
Nah, that ain't me. That ain't me.
He just went live
That
with
ain't
that
me.
funky ass
Yeah,
song.
that's that nigga.
That's not me.
Hey, get that nigga.
Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia. Pray for me.
Hurt in a shooting at a Metro Atlanta grade school. South Fulton police telling us this was around 2:30 Saturday morning at A. Philip Randolph Elementary.
Wow. A. Philip Randolph Elementary. We have another school shooting. Not to be mistaken for a mass shooting. This is just a school shooting where I believe one was injured. And this is pretty wild because this is an elementary school in Atlanta. Elementary school. Like, kids this young should not be worried about their school being shot up. And obviously this doesn't fit the narrative, so you won't hear much about this. As a matter of fact, the only clips that I could find were less than a minute. But it just goes to show that there's a big cover up when it comes to school shootings. Okay? These super toddler gremlins are on demon time.
Elementary on Campbellton Road. Here's what we know at this hour. It began at a nearby party that moved to the school's parking lot. The shooting happened on school property and happened while South Fulton police officers were patrolling in the area. Just one victim being identified, a 19-year-old from Douglasville.
So it started with a party and then transitioned into the elementary school. The police were in the area, but that didn't deter them at all.
The person shot was taken to Grady Hospital with life-threatening injuries.
New at 6, police investigating a shooting outside a school overnight. It happened around 2:30 this morning. This all happened.
Dang. 2:30 a.m. They say nothing good ever happens after 11. And it's just happening everywhere all the time, especially in Atlanta. And there needs to be some light shed on these situations.
At the A. Philip Randolph School in South Fulton, one person was shot. No word on their condition or what led. A vigil planned for tomorrow for a former high school football coach killed while putting air in his tires. Police say 3 men tried to carjack Brad Coleman at a Quick Trip in Peachtree Corners.
Man, R.I.P. Coach Bradley Coleman. We did this story. You at the Quick Trip. He obviously got caught lacking You know, and this is an athletic guy, okay? I believe he played college ball. So he was an athlete, man. And damn, it just seems like no matter if you're in good shape, bad shape, if you are an alpha guy, like I'm sure Coach Bradley was, not many people would try him if they didn't have that weapon on them, right? But, you know, nobody is bulletproof. And the Super Gremlins know that, and that's why that is their weapon of choice. Because they know that, for one, it's quick, fast, they can get away with it. And even if he would have given up his car, they probably still would have killed him. That's the worst part about it. These Super Gremlins are on demon time.
Last Sunday, they shot and killed him. Coleman used to coach at Peachtree Ridge High School and was in town from Louisiana to visit his parents. The vigil tomorrow.
Wow. So he was coming from Louisiana, the most dangerous city in the United States right now with the highest murder rate per capita, comes to Atlanta, which is, I believe, the 7th most dangerous city in the United States, and gets deleted, man.
Is at Lillian Webb Park.
Right now in North Georgia, a woman is out of jail this afternoon after claiming American laws don't apply to her. Police say they apply to her and also apply to her fake ID. Channel 2's Gwinnett County Bureau Chief Tony Thomas live in Duluth with video of her encounter with police. Tony.
Wow. So where do you think she got this idea that American laws just don't apply to her? I think that might have been the same mindset that our friend Brittany Griner had, our LGBT friend at that. You know, a lot of these sisters don't know what the word accountability means. They get caught in the wrong and they're trying to make up these reasons why they should be let go or reasons why they were unjustly profiled and whatnot. It looks like this woman is trying to use the more excuse that she is a sovereign citizen and whatnot. And I mean, only the Communitah would fall for some stupid stuff like that.
And Linda, this is a copy of that fake ID police say she gave them. It's called the American Global ID and Liberty Pass. Expires February 2199. Doesn't have a birth date on it for Joyce Marie, but arrived on Earth date.
Lord have mercy. How much money do y'all think she paid for that fake? I mean, seriously.
Now, the back of it, well, it's basically a warning for cops to back off and says it comes from the Continental Sidereal Republic. From the beginning, the woman identified as Joyce Marie Beasley refused to roll down her window for the Duluth officer and claimed she didn't need a driver's license to, quote, maneuver.
And then you wonder why you getting shot down, because you doing all this monkey business when just give them your actual driver's license, you know, your state issued ID, chill, and you will be on your merry way. But no, they got to make a big fuss. They got to make up some type of freaking superstition or whatever to justify why they shouldn't be held accountable for breaking the laws under the jurisdiction of whatever state they're in.
You had no right to pull me over, so there you go. Look at that. I don't want to talk.
Well, sure. Do you have your driver's license with you?
Police ultimately did pull Beasley out of her car, but not without continued protest.
Move out of the way. I'm going to get out.
You
Move, I'm
step
gonna
out.
kick your.
She was obviously very irate.
Wow, she threatened to kick him too. See, if that was a man, she would have got drug out. Drug straight out.
Right, being stopped and asked if she was being detained, and you know, the officer on scene said yes, she was, and he handled it appropriately.
Beasley at one point called a man who identified himself as the Consulate General of the nation of Moors.
She has the right to travel.
Okay.
She's not a United States citizen.
I'm dead. Oh, man. She tried to call her sponsor. Communitah, please do not get fooled by this scam. These super sister gremlins are on demon time.
Police disagreed. And after they say they found some marijuana in her car, she spent 2 days in jail before making bond.
This appears to be like a sovereign citizen. She claimed that she doesn't need a ID to travel or driver's license to maneuver, she claimed.
I just don't want nobody trying to kidnap me, and that's what I'm being done is kidnap.
Now, we tried tracking Beasley down, but couldn't find anyone in Georgia listed by that name. Live in Duluth, Tony Thomas, Channel 2 Action News.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comment section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this son violence in the streets. I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
Oh, it absolutely makes the streets safer. Georgia does not have a gang problem. Georgia has a gang crisis. We're going to get the worst of the worst off of our streets.
And I'm really rocking with Fani Willis here, especially what the previous glider said as well. Georgia doesn't have a gang problem. It's a gang crisis. All right. And that's real spill, y'all. That is the real deal. There is a gang crisis. And I'm glad that Fani Willis is actually following up on this and, attempting to make the streets safer.
Those that are terrorizing our communities, being in gangs, committing violence against us.
What do gangs thrive on? Hyper-violent exhibits of force in public.
It's a new day in the city of Atlanta and the city of Atlanta Police Department. In fact, that we acknowledge the fact that we have a gang problem.
Atlanta Police Captain Ralph Woolfolk says soon after our interview, Atlanta Police, Fulton Sheriff's deputies, ATF, and prosecutors from the Fulton County DA and State AG would hit the street for the latest chapter of Operation Heatwave during the hot months of summer to try to make Atlanta's streets too hot for some of the city's most dangerous gang members.
Operation Heatwave is already having an impact. We were able to take out some of the highest ranking Rolling 60 Crip gang members here in the city of Atlanta. All of those individuals were no bonded at their next day in their court appearance for Fulton County DA. And
nice. And that homicide detective, he's pretty much working on every case. He's pretty much the sole reason why Atlanta is even livable. Right? Because he's been, busting his behind to make sure that people get their day in court and people are served justice and, definitely have a lot of respect for this officer here.
Says Heatwave uses numbers and police intel to focus on one geographic gang stronghold at a time.
there's a lot of research and back-end work that has been done to identify the specific gangs in which we are targeting and the specific bad actors that are playing in these specific spaces.
Our people are out on the street with the police department while we were making arrests.
And they know what's coming up in court.
And that Heatwave is one of two major gang efforts we got an inside look at in one day.
What these two things show you is that we've gotten serious about gangs and removing violent offenders from our community.
The other?
We're all showing the same hand sign, wearing the same colors, using the same terminology and language.
A crash course on gang cases by the Fulton County District Attorney's Office to investigators from across APD and other departments.
75 to 80% of the violent crime we have here, gang motivated.
Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis says the crash course grew out of a conversation with interim APD Chief Darren Shearbaum about the need for more gang warrants and in-depth gang investigations.
Recent months, you've had two high-profile gang racketeering cases. There going to be more?
Oh, in the next 60 days, you'll see two more.
Let's work. Let's work. All right. She ain't playing with y'all. She is not playing. And this is the role model that sisters should be looking up to, because we've got so many situations where women are deleted by their boyfriends, a lot of them being gang members. So she is actually out to protect Black women. But even a lot of Black women in the streets don't see it that way. They'll still like to shame her and threaten her, Black men alike. So when we do have a sister who is actually walking the straight and narrow and trying to make the city a safer place for everybody, then we need to acknowledge that, and we need to uplift this sister, okay? Because she knows about the issue. She knows about the crisis, the problem, the epidemic. And she knows these super gremlins are on demon time.
Bomb about the need for more gang warrants and in-depth gang investigations.
Recent months, you've had 2 high-profile gang racketeering cases. There going to be more?
Oh, in the next 60 days, you'll see 2 more.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Shit, man, if I ever was to have to go sit down 20, 25 years, the time they let you sit at home with your family, I'm bound to go get my motherfucking breast dead. I'm bound to get my titty dead so I can do my 25 year with hoes. Have me some fun, man. I don't get tired. Kevin, what do you mean by that? Got him. We fucking got him.
It's ridiculous. Like, I try not to even leave the house unless I have to. And then I got to put 93 in my car, so I'm really paying like $5, a little over $5. And it costs like around $25, $30 more to fill my tank up than it used to. So it's outrageous. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yep, and you heard it first. Bruh talking about the gas prices, and yeah, they going up. And that means it's going to be more of these super gremlins on demon time, hanging outside the gas station. Oh, yeah, that's what you're going to see. You're going to see these little dudes hanging outside the gas station trying to sell you a water, trying to sell you some chips. And secretly, they watching so that they can come on the back end and jack you. It's a messed up game in Atlanta, man. They hitting you over the head with the gas prices. Then when you go to the gas station, you ain't even safe.
They definitely need to do something about it.
Definitely cutting down on what you do, you know, what you're thinking about doing?
Yeah, I definitely try to sit in the house more. Like I said, if I'm not going to work or if it's somewhere I don't have to go, then I'm in the house. Because, like I said, it's ridiculous.
You can't afford it, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a big difference. Like.
Atlanta police are looking for a McDonald's worker accused of shooting and critically injuring his manager. Investigators say it happened after that employee was asked to leave for the day. Channel 2's Justin Carter is live at the McDonald's along Moreland Avenue with how this all started. Good morning, Justin.
So I did want to update you guys. The guy who shot the McDonald's manager was arrested. I'm going to get a photo of him in the middle somewhere, but it just goes to show, and he resembles NBA YoungBoy heavily. And it just goes to show that these dudes ain't playing out here. And then it's like, okay, you tell these dudes, yo, get a job, whatever. Then when you on the job, can't nobody tell you nothing, so you shoot your manager, a woman who was just trying to help you. It's crazy. These super gremlins are on demon time.
Sophia, good morning. Yeah, that McDonald's manager, we're told, got into a dispute, some kind of dispute with an employee before that employee was sent home. And things got violent, Sophia, when that employee came back to this McDonald's here with a weapon.
See, and that's the thing. She sent him home. You can't tell these super gremlins to leave nowhere, or they're going to come back and spin the block.
It was a scary moment just before the dinner rush around 4:15 Friday afternoon at this McDonald's on Moreland Avenue. Police say a female manager sent a fellow employee home for the day. That employee left and came back. Investigators say the two were talking outside and the male suspect shot her multiple times. We had to blur this graphic video from ATL Uncensored just moments after it happened. The caption saying that she sent him home for moving slowly and not doing his job.
And back out here live, police say the suspect did flee the scene. They're still looking for him this morning. And the manager right now, we are told, is in critical condition, fighting for her life in the hospital. We are live here in Southeast Atlanta. Justin Carter, Channel 2 Action News, Saturday.
Breaking overnight, 3 people are in the hospital after a late-night shooting at a restaurant. DeKalb County police were called out to Fletcher's Place at the Gallery at South DeKalb.
They done shot up Fletcher's Place, man. And there's some good eateries at Fletcher's Place. You know, I don't get why they can't just chill, bruh. It's seemingly nonstop. You know, and the reality is, until we get a hold of this situation, the trajectory of where it is going is going to end bad.
Around 11:20 last night, they found 3 men in their 30s who had been shot. Their injuries ranging from serious to critical. Investigators are still searching for a suspect. At last check, they were looking at evidence and interviewing witnesses.
New developments now in last night's mass shooting at a DeKalb County restaurant. One of those 4 victims has now died. Tonight we have new video from inside Fletcher's Place at the South DeKalb Mall. We have to blur this graphic video from ATL Uncensored.
Damn, ATL Uncensored is getting everything. They going ham.
But it shows victims shot and lying on the ground inside the restaurant. Channel 2's Justin Carter getting reaction tonight from diners and shoppers after yet another deadly shooting at a place people didn't expect to see violence.
We never forgot about compassion.
We caught Antoinette Tuff on her morning walk at the gallery at the South DeKalb Mall. She had no idea this is what the parking lot looked like just hours before. DeKalb County police say they believe a customer who was possibly intoxicated got into an argument with either another patron or an employee. It happened around 11:15 Friday night. They say that customer then started shooting.
And that is not a good combination. Alcohol, guns, food, and these super gremlins on demon time.
Neighbor Kevin Durant could not believe it.
We should deal with the situation differently than...
He did not tell them that his name was Kevin Durant. No, he did not. Yo, this is not Kevin Durant. Oh my God. Wow, this dude looked like a damn fool talking about some Kevin Durant.
Resort to gun violence.
You remember what Grandma used to say, it takes a village to raise one child? We need our community to come back and say, no matter what it looks like, we standing up.
Police were on scene for hours, collecting evidence, reviewing a surveillance video, and processing a parking lot full of cars riddled with bullet holes. So far, no arrests have been made.
It doesn't make any difference where you at. I don't care if you're in Buckhead or if you're over here in DeKalb County. We're going to stand up and let you know that you have no right in our communities.
Who, sis? Who are we talking to, honey? Because when these sisters are talking, they never get specific. They never get specific, okay? And we rarely see sisters actually talking about it like this, okay? Except the ones that we get on scene or the ones who are actively in some type of program. It looks like she might be a community leader and whatnot. So when are we gonna get the vast majority to start speaking up? Because they still in my comment section giving me hell. Y'all y'all over here letting me get inflamed in the comment section by the Communitah, right? And I'm sounding crazy by saying, yo, this is an issue. Okay.
So far, no arrests have been made.
It doesn't make any difference where you at. I don't care if you're in Buckhead or if you're over here in DeKalb County. We're going to stand up and let you know that you have no right in our communities.
Justin Carter, Channel 2 Action News.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comment section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this son violence in the streets.
I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
We begin with the Channel 2 Action News.
Oh, shape like
County's district attorney is now the third high-profile official in the county who's coming forward and saying she's receiving death threats. Fulton County DA Fani Willis says the threat started almost immediately after taking office, but after some high-profile cases, the threats have gotten worse. And she talked only to Channel 2 investigative reporter Mark Winnie. Mark, you've been investigating this story for weeks. She says this is not only impacting her, but really at this point, everyone around her.
Now, Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis confirms extraordinary measures, some she can't talk about publicly, have been taken to protect her and her family after threats. A criminal investigation is underway, and if the evidence is there, folks will be going to jail over this.
So what he's talking about is the YSL case. He's referring to the YSL case, and yeah, there are people who are acting as if they are going to do something to police officers. We already did that story on the other young super gremlin who made threats to the police officer and the school official. So this is a real thing. Okay, remember Cortavius Minder, and then his mama and sister was talking about, oh, he ain't involved, and come to find out his cousin was named in the indictment. So there's a lot of things going on here, and you know, YSL, they are involved in some spooky stuff. And otherwise, there wouldn't be this type of reaction, okay? And yeah, she's been getting death threats since she entered office, but she noted ever since she started hitting on YSL, they have increased drastically.
I'm much more cautious now than I've ever been in my life of paying attention to my surroundings.
And you see, they're never gonna. They're laughing. They're making fun in the comment section on social media. I'm already in the comment section. I'm seeing they laughing, but nobody is saying protect Black women. Nobody. Nobody's saying that the energy does not. It doesn't stay consistent. And quite frankly, to me, it's disgusting. Like, they're over here making jokes in the comment section when you got a Black woman afraid for her life because these super gremlins on demon time are coming for her neck.
It's required for me to stay alive.
Fani Willis says she ran for Fulton County District Attorney in significant part to help victims and to prevent other people from becoming victims. But now she's become victim of threats.
What are some of the things that have been said in threats?
Basically that they're going to murder me, that the DA is going to get got.
Because of how she does her job, and she's living her life amid extraordinary security measures.
And I'm not going to be intimidated from doing it, and doing it in the correct fashion and holding people accountable.
Look at her desk. Look at her desk. Look how neat this woman is, man. I mean, she qualified for the job. She's going after people. She's trying to clean the city up, make it safer. You know, shout out to Fani Willis, man. I hate it that she's going through this. They putting this woman through all types of stress. And, you know, I just pray that she's covered.
She says menacing communications about her, mostly on social media, ramped up a lot after the high-profile racketeering indictment involving some celebrity rappers and YSL, an alleged criminal street gang.
We don't believe that these threats were directed by anyone that is in the YSL indictment.
By people sympathetic, potentially, or affiliated?
I would say that people that are very sympathetic, maybe admirers of YSL and connected to them in some sense.
There's one particular suspect who has provided instructions about how people who want to get you can use publicly available information to find your house.
That's correct, and seems to have information about where my house is actually located.
Has that person commented on the level of security at your house?
Absolutely. I'm very grateful that the city of South Fulton, the Atlanta Police Department, Fulton County PD, and the Fulton County Sheriffs are working collaboratively to make sure that they're all informed and to make sure that they are all taking a part in my security, as well as my dignitary team.
I mean, just listen to her talk. She knows what she's talking about. She's got, bringing out all the vocab. You could tell that she worked hard for this position. You could tell that this wasn't an affirmative action hire, and she's going after these guys and standing up to it, and I commend her for it. It's just unfortunate that in the Communitah, you siding with the criminals, you fighting for these criminals, bro. It makes me so mad when I see like these other podcasts talking about this situation, and they're talking about free thug and this and a third and all this kind of crap, when they have this woman scared for her life. Like I said, you ain't seeing no sisters talking about protect Black women in the comment section neither. So stop it.
That is here from the Fulton County District Attorney's Office. There does seem to be some indication that possibly my movements have been surveilled.
Ms. Willis says hostile communications have ramped up too from seeming Donald Trump supporters after the announcement of a special grand jury looking into certain events connected to the most recent presidential election in Georgia.
Oh, it is definitely a significant driver of the heightened security. People are angry about that investigation. People are angry about investigations into gangs. And so each of those things plays a factor in my heightened security.
I'm 100% sure that nobody is on social media who are affiliated with January 6th or Trump supporters coming at her neck like they are for this gang indictment. Okay, she might be having some political pressure, okay, from her opponents in when it comes to politics, but other than that, they ain't talking about where you live and this, that, and a third and how much security you got at the crib. No, they're not.
Now, Ms. Willis indicated there's no evidence that former President Trump posted any violent social media threats against her.
Of course not.
She says her day-to-day life has been dramatically altered, that she does less with friends and family for fear they could be caught in harm's way because of her. Reporting live at the Fulton County DA's office, Mark Winning, Channel 2 Action News.
That's another level of concern, 24 hours a day. Mark, thank you.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
So it is what it is.
Oh, say less.
What's good, YouTube? Shit, I keep saying YouTube. I'm trying to get the cyberspace thing going, so fuck it, let's restart. What's good, cyberspace? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get into the video. Yeah, I'm trying to disclude YouTube from my intro because somebody made a good point that I'm not only posting on YouTube, and you don't want to give them that clout because the censorship, the heavy amount of censorship that's going on. So I took that advice. I don't want to just limit myself toward YouTube because I know how they are. So we're going to break this thing down. It's finna be different, y'all. It's finna be different. We are fin to get into the new indictments, the new wave of indictments that have swept the Communitah, took them by surprise. And we have Fani Willis leading the charge. And this is a great thing that's going on. This is a great thing. This is absolutely phenomenal that Fani Willis is putting her neck on these super gremlins, on Demon Time's throat, okay? She put her neck on their throat. And the Communitah is angry. They're mad. They're against her. They don't want her to keep the streets safe. Because they locking up our brothers and fathers. No, bruh. Nah, we ain't going for that. It's over. Okay? And guys, I am streaming on BGZM News 17 Black Gen Z Mindset, Twitch, Twitter, aka Periscope, and Rumble. Also, I'm streaming on Facebook. So make sure you guys check me out on all those platforms. The link is in the description box below. And don't forget to hit that super trap, hit that Cash App, hit that PayPal so that you can support the channel, because YouTube pretty much demonetizes everything that I do. So I'm not really getting no bread from this joint, but I need your support, guys. I need your support to stay motivated to keep going on this stuff, because it is pretty sad, like looking up these stories, and you know, it definitely takes a toll on you reading the evils of the world, but somebody's got to do it. And I think that, you know, I have the wherewithal to do it. The Communitah is a very wicked and evil place, and it needs to be exposed for what it is, so that we can actually provide and present some feasible solutions, because what we got going on right now is not good at all. So anyways, like I said, it's a great thing that Fani Willis is going after these super gremlins. She's coming down hard, and we have a 26-man or 26 super gremlin indictment that we are going to break down. They're involved with multiple home invasions, burglaries, robberies, shootings. No murders on this indictment, which thank the Lord. But you know, these guys have terrorized the streets of Fulton County for way too long, and it's time to end it.
Members, and now their leader. They're accused in a string of violent robberies, including one here at Mariah Carey's home in Sandy Springs. And police say they've been targeting mansions belonging to entertainment, sports, and social media stars here in Metro Atlanta. Channel 2 Steve Gelbach is live in Sandy Springs right now, where this investigation, Steve, it took almost a year.
Linda, it includes 16 homes here in Sandy Springs, many more around the metro, from Buckhead to DeKalb, taking things like cash, guns, jewelry, and other high-end luxury items. Police here say they now have put that to a stop. High-profile victims include celebrities like this house owned by Mariah Carey, homes of Atlanta United and Falcons players, and other social media and reality stars. Sandy Springs police say they identified 24 gang members responsible for a rash of home invasions, robberies, and burglaries, catching 4 in this stakeout last month. Don't you move! At the home of a...
Thank goodness they are cracking down on these super gremlins. This is great. This is awesome. And I hope that more resources get flooded into the police department so that we can not only hire more police officers, more homicide detectives, but keep these super gremlins locked up for good and make sure that they can't breathe on these streets if they're involved in violent crimes. Point blank, period.
Mother who has children with the rapper Future.
They're not afraid to confront people. So if they target a house and you happen to be there, these individuals are armed, and they've been entering the home and causing the home invasions to take place, and they've been confronting the homeowners.
Police say they even shot a homeowner during this home invasion on July 4th. And since then, have been trying to find this man, Jeremy Caldwell, known as J-Rock.
He's been the ringleader. He's been the one that's been organizing and putting it together. So we wanted him.
Caldwell and 2 others, Terrion Anderson and Jalen Huff, arrested late last week in Miami. Detectives from Sandy Springs went down to Florida to interview them over the weekend. Monday morning, a Fulton County grand jury indicted 24 gang members on a total of 220 charges.
Them boys thought that they could go to Miami and get away. Man, this is crazy, y'all. And they are targeting high-profile individuals. What if Mariah Carey was home and they like just decided to have their way with her? I mean, how crazy would that be?
Moving forward with a RICO case, as well as gang charges, burglary, aggravated assault, armed robbery, possession of a firearm.
Of the 24, police have arrested 20, but promised to capture and actively are looking for the last 4 suspected gang members. And after that arrest here last month, police say most of those gang members, they left the area. They went down, some of them to Florida. And that's when they say all these robberies, burglaries, and home invasions stopped. Now, they do have those kids still down in the Miami area. They're going to be brought back here, booked into the Fulton County Jail.
Let's get them.
Sandy Springs, Steve Gelbach, Channel 2 Action News.
All right, Steve.
And I hope 4PF is next. 4PF. 4 Pockets Full. Lil Baby's little gang. Okay. I hope 4PF is next. Because we broke down the video. I don't know if you guys have been living under a rock or you just don't follow BGZM News 17, aka Black Gen Z Mindset, aka Janquavius Jackson. But we broke down the video where the 4PF gang member actually was getting arrested because he had shot a 3-year-old. Yes, shot a 3-year-old. 4PF, let me see what his name was. 4PF artist Dirty Tay. 4PF Dirty Tay. Okay? I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. You got a nigga named Dirty Tay who shot a 3-year-old. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. And the Communitah is extremely upset that Fani Willis is doing her damn job. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit more background information on this 26 Super Gremlin indictment. And hopefully we get 4PF next on the ballot. But I'm going to show you the information, and then I'm going to show you what the Communitah is saying in the comments section.
Right now, the Fulton County District Attorney's Office is announcing a huge indictment charging dozens of people with being part of a gang. Let's go live right now to the Fulton County Courthouse, where DA Fani Willis is providing details.
Violent crimes, things that cannot be allowed in our county, and all done again at the hands of crime, at the hands of gangs. What I want the public to see today is a collaboration of law enforcement, because as they have gotten more savvy, so have we. And so what you have is a collaboration of the Atlanta Police Department, the Union City Police Department, the United States Attorney's Office is here today.
Let's work.
The Fulton County Sheriff, the Marshals, and the Fulton County District Attorney's Office.
Let's work.
We are working together. We are working collaboratively, and we have a message, and that is get out of this county or expect to start seeing sentences that go life plus.
Let's work.
I am not going to negotiate with gang members. I am not going to allow pleas. We are going to find you. We are going to convince you, and we're going to send you to the prison for the rest of your days. And
Yes, for the rest of your days. Yes, we're going to send your ass to jail for your rest of your days. It's over for the Super Gremlins in Fulton County. They hit my truck. I took the L. They broke into my shit. I stomached that. I ate that. But it's over now. We got him.
Got him. We fucking got him.
I'm not apologizing for that. Any questions?
Yeah. So, George Cheating, as it happens, I live in the part of DeKalb County that drug risk is sort of covered. I live in Pine Lake. And you mentioned...
and you've listened to DA Fani Willis of Fulton County talk about more gang indictments. She says, get out of this county or expect sentences that go life plus. And she is not apologizing. We're going to follow this news right now going on the
Deuces.
courthouse and update you throughout the afternoon.
Yeah, get these niggas the fuck out of here. And don't worry, we gonna break down the whole press conference. We want all these little niggas gone. We want all these little SoundCloud rappers off the street. Okay? We want all of them gone. Okay? And I don't give a fuck what these I don't give a fuck what these damn other rappers are saying and whatnot. I don't care. 2 Chainz, Killer Mike. We don't give a fuck what y'all are saying. We want these violent criminals off of the streets of Atlanta, and we will do whatever we have to do, whether Buckhead needs to secede and we need to give all the power to white people. We don't give a fuck. Because y'all fumbled the bag. Y'all done had too long now. Too damn long. It has been entirely too long. We had a 7-year-old girl just get shot and killed, and niggas are not saying anything about it. I ain't heard nobody speak up about it. I've heard nobody speak up about it. RIP to Ava Phillips. Probably the only one in Atlanta who's saying this besides her family and the brave officers that are working on this case. You see, there is a reason why this channel is being limited. There is a reason why they don't want the voice of truth to get out. There is a reason why they would rather have the wicked lead the society. This is bigger than you know, the street politics and the Communitah and all the bullshit that comes with it. This is way bigger than that. I'm trying to fix my damn mic. It keep leaning and all this type of shit. But this is bigger than that, y'all. And we have to treat it as such. We got to treat it as such. We can't allow these super gremlins to take over our cities, to take over this country. The shenanigans have gone on long enough. We need more sisters like Fani Willis to step up to the plate, but the Communitah hates women like her. They hate men like me. They hate anybody who is standing up for the truth. They hate anybody who is calling out the buffoonery. They hate anybody who is against the bullshit.
We're going to find you. We are going to convince you, and we're going to send you to the prison for the rest of your days.
Gangs, here's the message. Get out. That is directly coming from Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis. Her latest crackdown, a 220-count indictment against 26 members believed associated with the drug-rich gang.
Now, some of the crimes in the indictment include recent break-ins at celebrity homes across the metro. CBS 46's Zach Summers is live at the Fulton County Courthouse, downtown Atlanta, with more on this. Zach.
Yeah, you know, DA Fani Willis was very matter-of-fact, warning those who commit crimes in Fulton County that they will suffer the consequences of their actions.
I am not going to negotiate with gang members.
In a 220-count indictment, Fulton County DA...
Ain't that what we say over here? We're not negotiating with terrorists. We don't negotiate with these super gremlins on demon time. But guess who does? Mayor Eric Adams does. Remember, we covered the story way back where Mayor Eric Adams had all them thug niggas in government buildings without handcuffs on. Okay? All of them got to walk in and walk out of that government building, and we know some of them niggas had warrants. Let's keep it a buck. We know some of them niggas were wanted. But they were able to go into that damn county building, sit down with Mayor Eric Adams. Fuck a meeting, we about to have a sit down. They sat down with Mayor Eric Adams, and he sat down and negotiated with those drill rappers of New York's, those drill rappers from the Bronx, them drill rappers from Harlem, them drill rappers from Brooklyn. He sat down with all the street niggas in every borough, solidifying their hold and their reign on the city of New York. He confirmed them. He validated them. They felt immense power when they sat down with the mayor. We need to bring stop and frisk back. We need to bring no loitering back. We need to bring broken windows policing back. We need to enforce minimum sentences. Okay? For violent crimes. We need all that.
Fani Willis accuses 26 members of the drug-rich gang of committing more than a dozen crimes since 2017.
As a matter of fact, when Mayor Eric Adams sat down with Mano and Fabio Foreign, Fabio Foreign had just got hit with a possession of weapons charge. Probably got dismissed. The record label paid for everything, lawyers, bond, all that shit. So these guys are protected. And it's a very comprehensive cycle where you have these rappers who are being encouraged to make it big by killing people and committing crimes to solidify their street validity. And then once they get a record deal, the labels are bailing them out on all of these different charges. We had 22 Racks I think he had an attempted murder charge. You're supposed to get at least a 3 to 5 year minimum in New York City for possession of a weapon. I mean, he attempted murder charge. We got another rapper, K Flock, just killed a man, arguably in self-defense. But are you supposed to have a weapon in New York? No. So he should be arrested and he should be charged. But you see, they want these gun laws, but they want them and they're not going to enforce them. They're only going to enforce them on the people that they want to enforce them on, like the bodega worker who got arrested because he had to kill a nigga with his bare hands and a knife because that nigga was tripping over a bag of chips that his broke-ass baby mama couldn't cop. Yeah. Yeah. That's the reality. This is what's going down every day in the Communitah. And they tried to press charges on that man. And thankfully, there was uproar in the streets. But guess what? GoFundMe took down his GoFundMe page. They took down his GoFundMe page, but they have all these other gremlins GoFundMe pages up. They have Dante Wright's GoFundMe page up. They done gained $1 million on their damn GoFundMe. Mama still got it up. She increasing the limit every damn day. So what does that tell you? They got all the criminals GoFundMe's going crazy. George Floyd GoFundMe went crazy. Rashard Brooks GoFundMe went crazy. Jacob Blake's GoFundMe went crazy, went stupid. It's horrible. It is absolutely horrible. Okay? We need these niggas locked the hell up.
Some of which involved celebrity homes.
They're immediately going to closets. They're immediately going to bedrooms. They know where these high-end items are.
DA Willis alleges drug-rich gang members use social media to track their victims, largely going after those who flaunt their wealth online. That includes celebrities like Atlanta Falcons player Calvin Ridley, singer Mariah Carey, and Real Housewives of Atlanta star Marlo Hampton.
We cannot tolerate this. But don't be fooled. This indictment also covers other individuals who are not as famous.
Similar to the RICO case involving rappers Young Thug and Gunna, DA Willis partly used lyrics from YouTube videos as evidence of gang activity.
I'm not targeting anyone, but however, you do not get to commit crimes in my county and then decide to brag on it, which you do that for a form of intimidation. And
only black men do that. Let's keep it a buck. Only black men do that. Can we stop like with the I'm not going to lead you into false dispersions. Only black men commit a crime, then brag about it on social media. That's a us problem. Okay? I'm going to need y'all to listen up. That's an us problem. See, a lot of brothers think that we are being targeted. And you could make an argument for that, no doubt. Okay, you can make an argument for that, no doubt. I'm not saying that you can't. But why make it easy, man? Why make it easy? And we all know that the targeting on our backs is, you know, usually presented by someone from our Communitah. So it's crazy. These dudes are robbing people, then making a song called I Robbed Mariah Carey. And Jay-Z, Meek Mill, Fat Joe, and a host of other fucking dumbass rappers don't want you to be able to use these song lyrics at all. They don't want you to be able to use any of these lyrics. I mean, you got to be fucking kidding me.
To further the gang and not be held responsible.
U.S. Congressman Hank Johnson of Georgia's 4th District wants to limit lyrics being used against artists in court. He introduced the Rap Act last month.
Shut your goddamn ugly ass up. This nigga look like a light-skinned Uncle Ben. This nigga look like a light-skinned Uncle Ben. Bro. Some of these super gremlins, some of these super gremlins need to run up in niggas like this house. They really do. Oh yeah, they really do. Because I got my car broken into, and if a nigga made a song about, oh, I broke into this nigga car, it was far, da 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 da, to the stars. If he made a song about it, I'm gonna be pissed off, and I'm gonna want to see justice, and I'm gonna feel tight. If he can just blatantly talk shit as he's admitting to a crime, but he puts a beat behind it, and now it's legal. No, fuck that. Fuck that. I can't accept that. I won't accept that. We won't accept that as a community. I hope not. I hope not. But we all know that the community is devoid of morals.
And the bill targets the issue of free speech. DA Willis contends it's fair use.
People can continue to be angry about it. I have some legal advice. Don't confess to crimes on rap lyrics if you do not want them used, or at least get out of my county.
Now, 18 of the 26 listed in that indictment have already been arrested. DA Willis made note of the good detective work by Sandy Springs Police in bringing forth this indictment. Live in downtown Atlanta, Zach Summers, CBS 46 News.
Zach.
All right, guys. So we are going to watch the full press conference that Fani Willis gave. But first, I'm going to give you guys a little sentiment on how the community is thinking about this. What does the community think about Fani Willis taking down the super gremlins on Demon Time? What does she think? Or what does the community think? So the first one, this woman, Meek the One, says, lame as fuck. So she thinks that it's lame that Fani Willis is targeting these murderers, these robbers, and these drug dealers, these grapists, these sexual predators. See, everybody who thinks like this, anybody who thinks like this, I hope something happens to them. I hope something happens to them. This one says, it's giving your mamas, I'm not one of your little friends energy. It's the well. They're saying they've been telling them this, but the rappers still continue to incriminate themselves. SMH makes no sense. Okay, so we got some sanity. She not playing at all. Get out her county with all that. Facts. She not playing. Woo. I have so many negative emotions about what she's saying. Wow. Look at this. And these are women. All the people who don't support Fani Willis are women. Look at this one. Girl, bye. These are black women who are at the highest risk of femicide. And they don't even care about their own lives. Black girl magic. Y'all don't give a fuck about your own lives. Another woman, another black woman. Girl, go sit down. Don't think that I'm cherry picking these comments. Don't think that I'm nitpicking, because I'm not. This is the real sentiment of the community. This is what they think. And the women are in charge. Because the men, even the street niggas, they like, shit, okay, that's how they moving, then we got to move a little different. Because they know they're doing wrong, and their active goal is to avoid the police. At least some of them. Some of them are just fucking dumb. But the niggas, okay, they watching now. Time to chill up. Time to chill out. I mean, these women in the Communitah are full of shit. And yes, these are the women of the Communitah. This ain't no, oh, Gen Z, you cherry picking. You trying to make black women look bad. Nigga, this is the first shit that I'm scrolling on. I'm reading everything. Guess she got to start arresting authors too. They lie in books all day. What the fuck are you talking about, Josie Demetra, you dumb low IQ bitch? I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. But it's true. What is she talking about? Guess she got to start arresting authors? What? Authors? People who write books? See, the difference between those people and these rappers is that the authors are writing fiction books, fictional books. This music, this song, these songs are not fictional at all. They're non-fiction. She warned all the tattletales telling on themselves. I'm sorry, but some of the things she's saying is right. Some of the things, no, every single thing that she said was right. Innocent people are dying in ATL because of these gangs. Absolutely. Watch. Let's see what the replies. Yes, they are. And you believe statistics, ? So if I told you, say the moon is purple, you will believe it. Proud Boys are a organization and they practice organized crime. And so is the KKK. And the definition of RICO. Get everybody, not just the rappers. I don't care what nobody say. That crap is one-sided, dude. Your boy Leezy. Oh my God. I say this in love. But we're the dumbest people on the planet, bruh. This just gives me no hope. But some of these rappers have killed innocent people caught in the crossfire. Some of them live what they rap, and your past always catch up to you. How y'all not okay with wanting the violence to stop? This weird. At least we have one sane woman, and she kind of thick too. Hold on, she got some ass. Too many tattoos though. Oh my God. This is what the Communitah thinks. Am I making this up? No. This is in the Shade Room comment section. This is what black people think about violence. They don't care. They think it's a joke. They think it's funny. Okay? They think it's hilarious. Somebody says, so she never listened to 90s rap, NWA, Biggie, Tupac, Ice Cube, Bye Felicia. This is where you're wrong, fashionista film stylist. Ice Cube is known to not be a gangster. I mean, he's known for faking the funk, being a great songwriter, but he never put in work in the streets. Tupac is a known artist, a known actor. He did Ballerina. He went to a performing arts school in Baltimore with Jada Pinkett Smith. He is a known actor. That rap shit was a fucking facade. He's not a street nigga. And as a matter of fact, what got him killed is him trying to keep it too real and be down with the mob Pyrus. He tried too hard and he got killed. Okay? The pride always cometh before the fall. That's Tupac's story. He never put in work. He wasn't a street nigga. He wasn't out here, killing random people. He did get into some legal situations, which, he got lucky, honestly, of getting out of a lot of those. But these people didn't actually start putting in work while they were in their prime in their career. They say, I know they don't like her. Love her, such a boss, somebody says. And then they got 23 comments. She's definitely not a boss, more like a clout chasing puppet is what somebody says. Who told you you speak for all of us? Who made you our president? I don't know what they're talking about. Trying to get the context. You white, so be quiet. So white people don't have an opinion on the city of Atlanta or the betterhood of Atlanta. Oh my God. We as the black community are trading you for Tony Hawk. Honey, pack your bags. Wow. So they don't want her in there for speaking the truth. I agree with you, gang, because some freakers saying she right will be the ones crying when they family members get locked up. So now that I've shown you what the Communitah thinks of arresting these violent criminals, let me show you what Fani Willis actually has said. We must protect this woman at all costs. We must protect this woman at all costs. And this is what protecting black women looks like. Not supporting the criminals that kill black women. Like I said, black women are begging for protection from the same niggas that they're sleeping with and that they're sucking their dicks and having kids with. So you want protection from a nigga that you're fucking. Those are the only niggas that you need protection from. Because those are the niggas that are getting you killed.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Today is another.
Oh, this is like some one-sided audio. Hold on. Let me see if I can find. God damn it. Let me see if I can find better audio of this. Shit. All of it is like coming out the left speaker. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me see if I can find some good audio. Because I want it to be clear, and it's only coming out of the left analog right now. But guys, I mean, hit the Super Trap, hit the PayPal, hit the Cash App. Talk to me. What do y'all think? What's going on? Do y'all support the way that the Communitah feels about this indictment? Do y'all have this line of thinking? Is this your train of thought? I hope not. All right, guys. I just look for it, and there's no way that there's no way. I think the audio is done for. I think the audio is done for. It's gonna come out of the left analog, guys. But actually, before we do that, I wanna play what Killer Mike said. I wanna play this dumbass nigga. I wanna play this dumbass nigga's thoughts on this. Okay. I want to play this stupid ass niggas. Like, bro, we can't stand for this. We got to call this out.
Hey, how y'all doing? All right, I'm Tahid Else, but my professional name is 2 Chainz. I actually own a couple of businesses in the city, Escobar and Escobar Seafood. I'm very blessed, and I also
Escobar Seafood. Who is his restaurant? Who are his restaurants named after? Who are his restaurants named after? And he's trying to tell us that, oh, it's a safe place to dine. Who are his restaurants named after? Okay, what famous drug lord are his restaurants named after? I'll wait. Shout out to Southern Star with the $5 super trap. He says, I feel bad for Fani. She working so hard for her people, and they disrespecting her like this. You are so damn right.
I keep telling you, consciousness over coochie, politics over punani.
And that's the problem. That's the problem. The black community disrespects their leaders. We don't hold them in high esteem. Like white people, they fuck with Rudy Giuliani. Okay, maybe not the leftists. But Giuliani saved, he set an example for what the city of New York could be. He set an example for what the city of New York could be. And he did a damn good job. And black people don't believe in numbers. Y'all believe they numbers? Yes, bitch, we believe their numbers. And what? I am so tired of this. I'm done with it. I already told y'all I had divested. After they broke into my car in the A, I'm done with you niggas. I'm fed up with you niggas, man. Shout out to LS with the $3 PayPal. I just got that, brother Larry. I appreciate that. Shout out to RD, my guy Roderick, and shout out to Eric for the $10 cash apps. Your contributions are greatly appreciated, guys. Everything that I get, I am going to throw back into this channel. I am going to throw it all back into this channel. I'm actually hiring an editor to help me out, but I need you guys' support. I need y'all to go hit that link in the description box. The merch, guys. The merch. Oh my God, I'm gonna show you guys the merch store after this. But you know, we got so many different hoodies and t-shirts, and they're funny. They're hilarious. We got the One Tante hoodies just ready for fall. I want to see people wearing them. I want to be out and about and seeing people wear my BGZM News 17 merch. So we have to spread the message, and we cannot let people like 2 Chainz and Killer Mike represent the black community, because these niggas don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
So like to be a blessing to others, and that's what my businesses have allowed me to do. I brought up a real dear friend from me, Michael Render. I would like to yield it to him so he can really talk about the bigger picture here.
I'd like to start. How y'all doing? I'd like to start by saying I was here May 10th, and it doesn't seem like we've got much done. May 10th, I talked about the importance of small and local businesses. As Atlanta grows, corporations are going to be coming into here. So somebody's going to have...
Bruh, corporations are already in Atlanta. What the fuck is he talking about? You got some of the biggest corporations in Atlanta already. What does he talk about? You got Bank of America headquarters in Atlanta. We got the largest airport in the United States, Hartsfield-Jackson. We have corporations in Atlanta. What the fuck are you talking about? We got Mercedes-Benz Stadium. We got BMW headquarters. Bro, what the fuck is he talking about?
Have a nightlife in the convention city. It's going to be the owners of Hard Rock, or the owners of Hooters, or the owners of a W Hotel, or it's going to be the little people that went to Frederick Douglass and Maids and Southwest DeKalb and schools like that. The question starts to become, are we going to keep Atlanta a place where local people can grow and thrive here? We've honored 3 people.
They've tried. They're trying. And local people are doing great. The local people who aren't getting killed. The local people who are not around these super gremlins. But nowadays it's hard to, you know, back in the day you could go to Buckhead and you know your car wouldn't get broken into. Now you got to leave your doors unlocked and take everything valuable out of your vehicle so it doesn't get broken into. It's safe to say that the locals need help fighting these super gremlins on Demon Time.
Today from Adamsville who grew local businesses or were influenced by that. This ordinance will wipe out the opportunity to do that. We will not be electing council people from here. We will not be growing businesses from here, because it will all be turned over to corporations. I insist that this be sent back to committee. We will not wait 2 weeks to simply let a vote come again that will vote us out quietly in the night. This is one of the only cities where entertainers and athletes have gone on to form a business class. When you go to New...
Wrong again. This is not the only city where look at Houston. Like, come on. This nigga just be saying shit. Look at Miami. Plenty of athletes and celebrities have businesses. Look at Rick Ross, Wingstop. Okay. Shaquille O'Neal partnering with Papa John's. All right. We got Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles all across the country. What is he talking about? We have plenty of athletes and rappers who are able to start a business class. It's not about that. It's about safety. And you niggas are unsafe.
New York, the clubs ain't owned by people who look like you. When you go to Los Angeles, the clubs ain't owned by people who look like you. When you go to Miami, you might get turned away by people who look like you that don't feel like you deserve to be in the club. I'm saying...
What? What is he talking about? Shout out to Dell with the $3 super...
Oh, say less.
I mean, he's acting like he actually gets turned down at the club. You're a famous rapper and you still getting turned down at the club? Then then you need to turn away from hip hop if your hip hop card can't get you into a club in Miami. Because I ain't never been turned down just based off of the way that I look. I actually, every time I go to Miami, they never turn me down. And sometimes I won't even have a shirt on. I'll just have like a little, a button down, short sleeve button down with the shirt open, something comfortable. They let you right in. Long as you ain't sagging your pants and looking fucking crazy, you're good. What is he talking about?
To Atlanta right now. I'm saying to every city council person, when you come around and you need donations, when you come around and you need votes, you come to us singers and dancers and club owners, and we oblige you. And for those that don't, the people you...
I'm going to tell you right now, Atlanta could do without y'all's money. We could do without it. We don't need it, especially from you rappers. Okay? Y'all aren't the only niggas who are throwing money in the strip club. Y'all aren't the only niggas who go to clubs. We could do without y'all's money. We don't need it. As a matter of fact, if we could get rid of all you niggas, we would do that. I would give up all the hip hop acclaim for the Dirty South and hip hop history from the South in Atlanta, creating trap music. I'll give up all that critical acclaim to get you niggas the fuck out of here. Because y'all are ruining the city, point blank. It's over. Y'all ruin the city.
Ally with are us. The people that you need to in the last second to get you are us. So do the right thing and send this back to committee. I've worked with many of you all before. I'd love to work with you in the future.
Just because you are loud does not mean you are right.
But more so, I love to see the people that run our nightlife working with. Time is expired. Thank you.
The fuck on? What the hell is this nigga talking about? The fuck is he talking about, bro? Anyways, let's get to the real queen of the South, Fani Willis, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Today is another great day in Fulton County, another great day of crime fighting.
Amen.
We are here today to just let the public know, continuing our mission to target gangs, as we believe it is our #1 public safety deterrent crisis that we're in. I have to acknowledge the two men that are before me before I even start. This is the great Detective Needham and the great Detective Davidson from...
You see it? Detective Needham and Detective Davidson. Keeping the black community safe, one white man at a time. Okay? Keeping the black community safe, one white man at a time. These are the people who actually care. Straight up. These are the people who actually care. All right? So you're at one hand, you're saying, no, but y'all don't care about the Communitah. But then the same people who are trying to get the violent offenders off the street, y'all hate them. Y'all got all types of smoke for them. It's disrespectful to the people who keep this city going. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous.
From Sandy Springs Police Department. This was a collaboration, but you always have to acknowledge those that are on the front line working really hard to get things done. And these two gentlemen have done just an excellent job. What today's indictment is about is the Drug Rich gang, which is a hybrid gang, and it started back in 2016. That's how far we can document this gang existing. We know that it is a gang that primarily actually exists out of DeKalb County, the Stone Mountain and the...
I told you guys, DeKalb County is very dangerous. That's where Decatur is. It's going crazy.
Tucker area. But as we know, crime and criminals have no boundaries, and they found their way into my county, Fulton County. I have a message today that you will hear repeated time and time again. If you thought Fulton was a good county to bring your crime to bring your violence to, you are wrong, and you are going to suffer consequences.
Yep.
And today is the start of some of those consequences.
And they're calling this woman a mammy. The black community is calling this woman a mammy. They're using racially derogatory terms to describe her. Okay? Black people are ridiculing this woman, this black woman, who wants to keep not only black women safe, but black men as well. She wants to give the good, hardworking people a chance at life. And the black community is admonishing her. The black community is persecuting her. The black community is disrespecting her. The black community is threatening her life. This is what the black community does, the Communitah. This is what they do to each other. This woman is doing the work of God. She's getting these super gremlins off of the street as best she can. Hopefully we get a 4 PF indictment next, since they want to go out here and shoot 3-year-olds. But we're tired of this shit.
This gang, as I mentioned, is a hybrid gang. It does include members of the Gangster Disciples, the Crips, and the Bloods. We know that here in Atlanta, Georgia, that hybrid gangs are something that we regularly see. We know that this gang does have some identifiers that connects it together. They use things like prescription bottles and money symbols, and this is in their jewelry and their tattoos, and we see that present here. We have identifiers identifying this gang, but that's not the problem, that people collected together or they decided to use symbols. It's what they did once they joined together. What this indictment represents is 16 different.
So listen up to what she said. It's not the problem. And this is what these idiots don't understand. It's not illegal to be in a gang. It's not illegal to form a gang. It's not illegal to form a secret society. It's not illegal to form a group or a union. But what happens is once you start committing crimes under the umbrella of that gang, in the name or in the furtherance of that gang or criminal enterprise, that is when it becomes a crime. You can throw up all the stupid hand signals that you want. You can make up all the goofy handshakes that you please. But at the end of the day, once you start doing the illegal things is the only way that you can be arrested. Okay? So that's the problem. Like they trying to lock up our gangs, or they trying to the gangs really do good for the community. You know, there's dumbass niggas out here who really are trying to argue that gangs have done good for the black community. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that? There are literally people out here who are trying to argue that gangs have done good historically for the black community. They've been protecting the community from the KKK. Yeah, fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. The KKK been forgot about y'all niggas.
Different victims in our county, 16 different incidents of violence, and 26 defendants. They committed crime everywhere from the south to the north of my county, which included Union City, Atlanta, and Sandy Springs. The earliest crime committed that is captured in this indictment is a 2018 carjacking. The latest was committed just this month. We are aware that crimes have occurred in other jurisdictions, but what this indictment primarily covers are the 16 crimes that committed here in Fulton County. The victims, they do not discriminate, but what they did do is target people who show their wealth on social media. So I do have a message for the public where it is kind of fun to put your things on social media and show off. Unfortunately, these gangs are becoming more savvy, more sophisticated in the way that they target you. And this is a way that we know that they targeted these individuals. And it's because of these great detectives' work where they were able to show that they were following these individuals and using it to their advantage. Some of the celebrity victims included Calvin Ridley, who is a loved member of our Falcons.
And I played football with Calvin Ridley's brother at Georgia. So, you know, it's sad to see that he ended up being targeted by this drug-rich gang. You know, it's upsetting because they could have taken his life. Okay. And that guy, Calvin Ridley, has overcome a lot of things. Okay. This is a guy who was in, in different juvenile detention centers or whatnot, or had to go to some type of disciplinary schooling, rough upbringing, and basically football saved his life. And it's like the American dream type story. And the fact that he makes it, the fact that he gets out of the Communitah and thrives and becomes a productive citizen while doing something and playing a sport that he loves, and then he has to look over his back and watch out because he posted an accomplishment that he made on his Instagram. He has to look over his shoulder, not for white supremacists, not for the IRS, but for other black people who are trying to rob and kill him and take everything that he has worked so hard for. It's a disgrace.
Brad Guzan, who is a loved member of the Atlanta United team, Marlo Hampton, who is on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and Brittany Mealy, who is the mother of Future's child. All very...
And they targeted the mother of Future's child, just like they targeted the mother of Young Thug's child, and they killed her outside the bowling alley, like we covered. We've covered all these stories. And a lot of people do not tap into my older content. That's what I'm realizing, because people would be like, oh, shoot, you covered that. Oh, shoot, you covered that. And it's like, dude, I drop 2 to 3 videos a day. And it's like, I don't know if y'all can't keep up or if y'all just aren't going back and looking at the videos. But dog, it's like that. It's like that. And anybody who watches my channel and, doesn't believe in the truth, doesn't believe in what's really going on in the Communitah, then you are just willfully ignorant.
Very well-known celebrities who have decided to take residence right here in Metro Atlanta, because this is a great place to live and we cannot tolerate this. But don't be fooled. This indictment also covers other individuals who are not as famous, but also had their wealth on social media. Lots of social media influencers. The incidences that are in here is, thank God we don't have a murder, but we have kidnapping, we have armed robberies, we have shootings, and we have home invasions. Very violent crimes, things that cannot be allowed in our county, and all done again at the hands of crime, at the hands of...
I thought you was going to say at the hands of black men.
And we have home invasions, very violent crimes, things that cannot be allowed in our county, and all done again at the hands of crime, at the hands of gangs. What I want the public to see today is a collaboration of law enforcement, because as they have gotten more savvy, so have we. And so what you have is a collaboration of the Atlanta Police Department, the Union City Police Department, the United States Attorney's Office is here today, the Fulton County Sheriff, the Marshals, and the Fulton County District Attorney's Office. We are working together. We are working collaboratively, and we have a message, and that is get out of this county or expect to start seeing sentences that go life plus.
Let's go. Let's go. Get out of this county or be prepared to sit your behind in jail for life. And no, it ain't gonna be like Young Thug where you like, oh, I'm uncomfortable in jail, so we gonna send a news crew out for you. Fuck no.
Because I am not going to negotiate with gang members. I am not going to allow pleas. We are going to find you. We are going to convince you. And we're going to send you to the prison for the rest of your days.
Amen.
And I'm not apologizing for that. Any questions?
She is done with y'all shit. She's absolutely done with y'all. And the only person who could do this is a person of color. Because anybody else who spoke like that, they would get, oh, you're racist, this, that, and the third. We need more energy like this. We need this. We need our women to stand up and look at a Fani Willis as an example. Okay? Not looking at Cardi B or Meg Thee Stallion. Oh no. We need more sisters like this. She's a jewel. I hope she keeps going hard on these super gremlins. She's not playing with y'all niggas.
So, George cheating, what we done. As it happens, I live in the part of DeKalb County that Drug Rixh is sort of covers. I live in Pine Lake. And you mentioned Drug Rixh hat, who's Stinny in the indictment, who, as I understand it, just got out of jail or prison. He's living with his mom on street. How much cooperation? Because I can't help but notice that DeKalb County isn't standing behind you right now. But I know that they're accused of crimes in DeKalb County. Is there collaboration happening between Fulton and DeKalb County with regard to the investigation of this gang?
I have a relationship with the district attorney in DeKalb. I cannot say we specifically collaborated on this incident. I will say that we know that this gang has also committed crimes in Cobb, in Fayette, in a lot of the surrounding jurisdictions, and they have been at the table as we have developed these crimes. In fact, I'm aware that the Gwinnett district attorney does have an indictment against some of these same members.
Let's work. Let's work. Indictments from different jurisdictions. And this is what you got to understand. She said she ain't offering no plea deals. So it's too late for y'all super gremlins. They got y'all dead to rights. They got you dead to rights. There ain't no we need more information to solidify the case. They got everything they need. They got everything they need. They're not worried about you guys flipping on each other, which you still will, because you don't understand the law. You don't understand that they have everything that they need to hang you. Okay. They got everything they need, but you know, whatever you give them voluntarily, they're going to use it. So they're still going to snitch on each other. These guys are still going to roll on each other. But what they don't understand is it's not going to be necessarily an incentive. And if anything, the informants that the officers have already gotten are the ones who are getting the plea deals. Everybody else, you're done for.
And she has sent part of her staff to be at the table.
Talk about how this came down. You talked about the detectives kind of bringing this forward. What was the beginning of this? How did this, all these things have been happening, but how did you all put it together? And what was kind of the beginning part of this investigation?
I have to give credit to the Sandy Springs Police Department. They were able to really pay attention, to really go back and track and see that these people were tracking people on social media. Obviously, it doesn't happen at the first crime where you realize that there is a trend, but they pretty quickly did that. I have a great relationship with the chief in Sandy Springs, Kenneth DeSimone. We began talking. I began sending assistant district attorneys out there as we developed this, and they were really the foundation and the work. But as always, you know that I love our acting chief in Atlanta, Shearbaum. He was automatically willing to get involved and to do their part and to develop this. And so people just came together and developed this. But the foundation and the start, as you asked, was really through just great detective work.
And what years was this? This was in the past years, the Sandy Springs thing?
Yes, but we do have crimes going back in this indictment to 2018, because once that research was done, we saw that there were crimes going back to 2018. We also have this gang documented going as far back as 2016. As George Cheedy just pointed out, this is a gang that primarily operates in DeKalb. And so I can honestly tell you, when they first brought this to me, I said, this is not one that I'm familiar with. We don't hear about them a lot. And then we began to realize that's because most of the work they had put in, and I use work in the slang term, most of the crime that they were.
You hear, and she is of the Communitah. She got her black card. She's been to a recent cookout. She probably didn't go to cookouts this summer because it's not very safe for her. But she got her black card. She said they've been putting in work. So she knows what's up. She's hip to the lingo. She's hip to the gang. She's hip to the op culture. All we need to do is get her hip to my channel. We need to start tagging her in my videos.
Doing was out of DeKalb County, but they decided to cross the county lines, and that's going to be detrimental to them.
So the indictment mentions lyrics from a couple of videos.
It does.
And we're going through the lyrics. Any Congressman has proposed legislation to limit the use of rap lyrics in prosecutions. Do you have thoughts about that?
I think that I would welcome an opportunity to sit down with Hank Aaron and discuss that proposed legislation. I don't think that it will be successful. I think if you decide to admit your crimes over a beat, I'm going to use it.
And you've used that before.
You hear? If you decide to admit your crimes over a beat, she gonna use it.
Previous gang member arrests. What are your specific responses to the criticism that you're specifically targeting Atlanta's hip hop community through these lyrics?
I'm not targeting anyone, but however, you do not get to commit crimes in my county and then decide to brag on it, which you do that for a form of intimidation and to further the gang.
And I think she should have been more frank. She should have said, I'm targeting people who commit crimes. So if you're a rapper, if you're a rock star, if you are a social media influencer, if you're anybody, you're gonna get targeted
And not be held responsible. One of the lyrics used in this indictment, just one of the lyrics, is me and my crew striking in all black. Send me the drop, we'll kick in the house. If we steal a car, we're gonna take off the tag. Well, they kick it indoors, committing home invasions, and now I'm using those lyrics that they're admitting to doing that. I'm gonna
facts. And this is how dumb a lot of people in the Communitah are. They can't understand this logic at all. What you mean? It's freedom of speech. It's an expression of art. Are you serious? It's literally insane.
Continue to do that. People can continue to be angry about it. I have some legal advice. Don't confess to crimes on rap lyrics if you do not want them used, or at least get out of my county.
Two quick questions. The first one related to this indictment. It sounds like when it comes to the investigation, not that the days of people being followed home from a restaurant or something like that aren't still happening, but it sounds like it's as simple as somebody posts, hey, I got this new chain, I got this new car, and these guys are just sitting back. Can you kind of just take us through that process?
I have a very good example of that. Marlo Hampton is a star on Atlanta Housewives. That's a show. It's Atlanta, so I like it and I watch it, and I'm a fan of hers. One of the things she does, though, is at one point she has the news media in her home. And during that interview, she shows you how to enter the house, where things are within her closet. She then becomes a victim. That's not wise to do. You should be able to show you've worked hard, you have some success, people are interested in you. You should be able to show that. But it's not a wise thing to do, because you're exactly right. Now what they're doing is they're looking on social media and they are seeing, are there things here that we would like to get? One of the things the investigators realized is they're immediately going to closets. They're immediately going to bedrooms. They know where these high-end items are, and they are seeking to get them. And so it's just not wise to do. And you're right. They have become more sophisticated, but luckily they give us good evidence because we're able to track them as they are tracking other individuals. But my message to the public is, please stop doing that.
Are most of these home invasions, or are they burglaries and they don't care if they're home? Or because there's obviously a big difference between burglary and home invasion.
They're actually both. Sometimes the victim, like Mariah Carey, was not home at the time, right? So it becomes a burglary.
Imagine, like I said earlier, imagine if Mariah Carey was actually home.
In other times, unfortunately, the victims are home.
And this is the funniest part about these dumbass rappers. They will say, oh, you can't use our lyrics. The lyrics are, it's not real. It's just artistic expression. But then on the other hand, they'll be trying to prove how real of a nigga they are. Make it make sense. You're trying to prove to everybody that you the realest nigga you do, and you live your raps, and you ain't no fake nigga, and you really bout this shit. But then when the police come knocking and saying, okay, you really bout this shit, well, we got you on this murder, on this burglary, or on this home invasion and all this kind of stuff. Now you ain't no real nigga. Now, oh, it was just fiction. Oh, I'm Shakespeare now. Like, get the fuck out of here.
And they don't mind using violence once they enter the home and you're present. So sometimes they are just burglaries. Sometimes they are home invasions. Either way, people's dwellings, their homes, where you feel safe is violated.
It just shows the intelligence level of the Communitah.
And things are taken. But unfortunately, in some occasions, people are targeted and really harmed. In one of these cases, we had a 16-year-old child in the shower, and she was taken downstairs by force.
Wow. Imagine if that was your daughter. You got one of these sick, perverted, homicidal super gremlins run up in your house, take your 16-year-old daughter out of the shower, don't even let her get a towel on, and they're violating the place that she lives in, the place that she feels most comfortable in. Imagine the trauma. Imagine if that's your daughter. And I'm talking to black people. I'm talking to black people. Because this is what y'all need to think about when your little kids, when your sons, when your kings is out here doing shit like this. Like I say before, sisters, come get your kids. You know, truer words couldn't have been spoken. They're out here acting a damn fool. They're taking 16-year-old girls butt naked out of the shower, robbing them, potentially doing other things. I mean, who knows? Would you want to be left in a room with a few super gremlins who are burglarizing your home alone? No.
You know, an incident as a mom, I cannot imagine having to have gone through and suffered. Yes, sir.
We have the YSL legal indictment earlier this year. Now we have this legal indictment today that you're presenting today.
Let's get 4PF next. Who next up? Let's get 4PF next.
Will you say that's how you plan to target gangs here in Fulton County using that RICO statute and keep doing more and more indictments like that?
Where appropriate, that's what I'll use.
Real quick, one more question. So you brought up YSL. Just there's been a lot of developments recently in that. I'm hoping you could address the witness intimidation, where we kind of stand with this. And also, I've just had some conversations, you know, with former and current detectives who believe this is going to cause some type of chilling effect when you're going to start seeing discovery leaked on Instagram. People aren't going to be, cooperating anymore with investigations. So I guess, first off, where are we with Young Thug's case, and then if you have any reaction to that chilling effect?
I agree with detectives. If this information is listed on social media, it will have chilling effects. We are taking precautions to make sure that that does not happen, that people are protected when they cooperate with the law enforcement and the police, because citizens cooperating is a big part of ridding this from our community. It is the largest part.
This is, I ask you, off topic for a moment, your reaction to Judge McBurney's order this morning that is compelling the governor to testify, but then delaying the testifying until after the election.
I think it's appropriate for witnesses that have information in that investigation to testify.
Today, we are seeing the sentencing in the murder case for Katie Maxey. Another 7-year-old was shot over the weekend. How can you ensure parents, the public, that kids are safe in the state of Atlanta and the Fulton County?
You can't.
Both of those cases are the same in that they take away our most precious commodity, our children. And today that defendant, the world should know, got life without the possibility of parole plus another 15 years. So that gentleman was a member of a gang, and that's an example of gang violence that we cannot allow in our community. There is a distinction in this case that happened over the weekend, although it is equally tragic. It is an incident of domestic violence, something that we know is really just, people don't seem to be able to get along in relationships, and we have too many guns in the wrong hands and too much freedom to get guns. But this is a harsh reality. If you are in a domestic situation and there is a gun present, you and everyone around you is in more danger, and it is very difficult for the law enforcement to be anything but a reactor to that.
And I don't agree. I don't agree with if your partner has a gun, you're in a more dangerous situation. I mean, if y'all are really in love and he's your protector, you're in a safer situation. The problem is black women they like street dudes, they like thugs, they like these violent individuals. And with that comes violent problems, violent issues, and every argument turns into violence. So it's not so much that, oh, if your spouse has a gun, you're in a you're 100% in a more dangerous situation. No, it's really if your spouse has a gun and he's a violent criminal, then you are in a way more dangerous situation.
We have got to have legislation that does not allow domestic violence abusers to have guns around them. And I think we have to have some serious conversations about something that's not popular. Everybody doesn't need a gun. I have come to the public many, many times and said, stop leaving your guns in your cars because they are breaking into cars, taking your guns and using them from the wrong things. And we are suffering as a community this morning. It broke my heart to watch. Here I get a huge success last week. Kennedy Maxey's killer held responsible. And this morning I wake up to another precious life stolen.
The killer attorney killed, you said there was it was gang related. Which gang?
I'm sorry.
You said that the shooting of the child, there was a gang involved. Which,
I know you're aware of that. That gentleman had gang ties to Virginia on down. He was.
Yeah, and we're going to break down this Kennedy Maxey situation as well. This was another 7-year-old who was shot near Phipps Plaza in Fulton County. Absolutely ridiculous. These super gremlins are actively killing children, and they don't care. They're smoking on the children pack. Okay. They're smoking on the crayon pack of these kids, and it's absolutely disgusting. You know, they have no care in the world. They pretty much they pretty much just do this shit without thought at all, without any type of remorse. And that's the reality of the situation. So we'll break that down right after this press conference.
Was here. They say I'm picking on the rap community. He was here to be an aspiring rapper.
District Attorney, back to the special grand jury. You gave us some guidance back in the summer about how long this will go.
You heard what he said too. He came from Virginia to be what? An aspiring rapper. These super rapping gremlins are on demon time.
Picking on the rap community. He was here to be an aspiring rapper.
District Attorney, back to the special grand jury.
And she said she ain't picking on the rap community, but he was here to be an aspiring rapper. Let's listen to that one more time because I don't think the black community heard that.
gang related. Which gang?
I'm sorry.
You said that the shooting of the child, there was a gang involved. Which,
I know you're aware of that. That gentleman had gang ties to Virginia on down. He was here. They say I'm picking on the rap community. He was here to be an aspiring rapper.
District Attorney, back to the special grand jury. You gave us some guidance back in the summer about how long this will go. What do you believe now in terms of how much longer you expect the grand jury? It isn't paneled till May, but what is your expectation of how many more subpoenas you'll send out, how many more people you expect to come in before this wraps up?
I think we're about 60% through of all of the people that we need to be brought up. I'm pleased with the pace that we're going. You know, there can't be any predictions. As you know, many people are unsuccessfully fighting our subpoenas. We will continue to fight to make sure that the grand jury and the public gets the truth. And I am very hopeful that by the end of this year, I'll be able to send the grand jury on their way.
The 26 people in this indictment, how many are in custody?
Oh, I had that exact number. I think it's about 18 of them are in custody right now. I know we have 5 that are in the wind.
Are the 18 in Fulton or elsewhere?
Various places. Yes.
Was there ever a moment in the Trump investigation when you anticipated the special grand jury?
So now they're talking about the Trump investigation, but I do want you to look at the sheriff right here. To the left, he was actually the sheriff who got threatened, by one of the young thugs, fans here. Okay. They actually threatened the sheriff and his family, and it was absolutely, dumb, obviously. But the guy who threatened, I think his name was Quartavius. Yeah. Quartavius Mender. He threatened Sheriff Patrick Labatt, who can be seen over Fani's right shoulder, not the dark-skinned brother, but the one right here. You can't even see his full face right here, but when they zoom out. But, him and his family were threatened by a young super gremlin who was actually connected to the YSL RICO indictment because his cousin had actually been locked up by the authorities. So it runs in the family, safe to say.
We might complete this task before the election and would have approved the idea of issuing the advisory report beforehand, or did you always kind of know we're going to wait until after?
No, I knew we were going to wait till after. I've been very specific and determined to get rid of that accusation that this is just some political stunt and we were trying to impact the election. As you may recall, I did not call the first witnesses until we were after those primaries, and I made it very well known to the judge who's over this, as well as my team, that I would not do anything until after the election. So they'll have to accuse me of something else. They can get rid of that one.
This is your fourth or fifth RICO, I guess, since you've been the DA. Just talk about the strength of what of this tactic and why you go this way.
Well, I have to go back to the great work of Detective Needham and Detective Davidson in this matter. I'm a fan of RICO. I've told people that, and the reason.
Yes, and RICO is a great tool to scoop up all of these super gremlins at once who are committing themselves to the gang life and furthering the image of the gang by doing violent acts and wicked deeds.
The reason that I am a fan of RICO is I think jurors are very, very intelligent. I think that they once, some people don't want to do jury service, but once they get there, we really find that there are good citizens there. They're very smart. They pay attention. They take these matters serious, but they want to know the whole story. They want to know what happened. They want to make an accurate decision about someone's life. And so RICO is a tool that allows a prosecutor's office and law enforcement to tell the whole story. And so we use it as a tool so that they can have all the information they need to make a wise decision. So it's a tool I continue to use. I'm very happy the Atlanta Police Department allow us to come down and do gang training and talk about RICO. And that was the great cooperation of the Atlanta police chief that stands behind me, Shearbaum, as well as the mayor allowing that. And so it's a tool we'll use. Sandy Springs has brought in, Atlanta has brought in fact, all of the chiefs. We know that this is a good tool and it's a tool we continue to use.
Since there's so many agencies, is this investigation going to expand to other counties and trade information on this?
We will absolutely be cooperative with other counties, but I am the district attorney only of Fulton County. And so what I'm concerned about is crime that occurs in Fulton County.
Do you think we've seen a lot of delays in people not wanting to testify, and even some people who originally were willing to testify now filing to delay? Do you think this is part of a general tactic to push it as far past the election as possible by certain people?
You're an excellent reporter, but with that, I'm going to end this press conference. Thank y'all for coming.
Okay, so she walked off the podium with some swag. She walked off the podium with some swag, man. So y'all hear that. I know a lot of people don't like her because she is investigating the election corruption with Trump and all that kind of stuff, but she was spitting bars there. You have to admit, when it comes to, we're not going to agree on everything, guys. We're not going to agree on every issue, but one thing that we can agree on is public safety. And it is an interest to public safety that we remove these super gremlins on demon time. So we have another Atlanta gang indicted. This is a headline from Say Cheese. They're accused of doing home invasions on celebrities in North Fulton. And I guess this is one of the rappers who are behind it. It looks like he is courtside and all this stuff. And that's probably where he's getting his intel. He's probably friends with an athlete, and that athlete has intel on other athletes. And they're getting their they're getting their teammates set up and people on the opposing team. So this one says the press conference is going to be about the 220 count indictment released last week of the Drug Rixh gang, which had been allegedly doing home invasions of celebrities and others in North Fulton. Yes, there are rappers in it, Drug Rixh, Hecht being the most prominent. So let's go to Drug Rixh, Hecht, Instagram. Let's see if we can find him. Rixh Heck. Hold on, let me see. They over here playing ads. But let me see if I can find this Drug Rixh Hecht. Oh no, I can't. Is that all one word? What is it? Drug Rixh with an X. Hecht. Okay, so I'm not sure if this is his main page, but we'll break it down. Obviously, as you can see, the indicators of demon time. He's got face tattoos. I mean, he's tatted up from head to toe. Obviously, he is one of these satanic rappers who believes in doing evil to further not only his gang but his career. Somebody says cap, so they think it's a lie. He just came home not too long ago. Y'all making it easy. Dang heck. Notice they ain't bring up trapping. They only care about when you harming people. Stay smart, get the money, leave the beef alone. I wouldn't agree with that. She just using the hammer they gave her. Can't be mad at her for doing her job. Now you do yours, not get caught up. No blow, no heck trap rap is basically done into a she on dirt. What does that mean? Let's see. I'm going back to ATL Studios. Won't be booked up no more. That's hilarious. Everybody found out who it was. Sigh. Thank God. It's nobody important. I'm dead. That's funny. So that's not the only indictment that we're waiting on still. That's not the only one. We have a couple more too, I think, from the city of Atlanta. Hopefully they take a look at 4PF because I think there's something there. Honestly, I really do. Especially since they got some of their members shooting 3-year-olds in the face. But anyways, here is Hecht. Drug Rixh Hecht. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah. Obviously, very demonic. Flipping off the camera. As you can see, XXX. I can't tell all these murals on his arm and shit. But you know, very wicked imagery. Okay. This is him rapping. In the video, they're pointing all these guns, extendo clips. As you can see, another video in the trap, as they call it. Posted up with guns, posted up with a whole bunch of random other super gremlins. I mean, I guess these are pictures of him from jail. Why the fuck does he have a phone in jail? He's throwing up his gang sign in jail, actively gang banging in a cell. And it looks like he's making fun of Hood Rich Pablo Juan getting jumped. But yeah, this guy's a bad guy. Evil individual. Okay? Most of them are. Most of them are, okay? I'm going to tell you the truth now. I'm going to give you the scoop because this is going to get deep. We're going to end this off with in honor of Kennedy Maxey. We're going to brief ourselves on this situation because it's very sad. So I'm going to kind of give you guys a scoop. This is another 7-year-old who was killed a couple of years ago. And we're giving you an update on her story and the individual that shot and killed her.
After a 7-year-old girl was shot while riding in the car with her family near Phipps Plaza, Kennedy Maxey died yesterday, and that's according to the Fulton County Medical Examiner. Since the shooting on Monday, the community has just rallied around Maxey and her family. A GoFundMe page raised nearly $47,000. Today, hundreds of people shared their condolences on social media, many calling her death a senseless tragedy. Police say they do not believe the car Maxey was riding in was the intended shooting target. Maxey's death is part of an uptick of violence across Atlanta this year. Just this weekend, Atlanta police responded to 3 homicides. Mara Sirianni has an update.
And this is a story from 2020. So imagine how much worse it's gotten.
Metro Police have worked 155 homicides so far this year. The latest victim is an innocent child. After spending 5 days in the hospital fighting for her life, police say 7-year-old Kennedy Maxey died the day after Christmas, the victim of senseless gun violence. Police say Kennedy was riding in the car with her mother and aunt last Monday near Phipps Plaza when she was shot in the back of the head. Investigators believe Kennedy was hit with a stray bullet, possibly fired during an argument between a group of men in the nearby Saks parking lot. Atlanta police are still working to track down the shooter. And on Christmas morning, more violence. Around 5 a.m., officers responded to a park in Atlanta's Summerhill neighborhood where they found a man who had been stabbed to death. No word on a potential suspect. Around 6.5 hours later, officers were called to Southwest Atlanta, where a man had been shot at a home along Byrier Terrace. He later died at the scene. And just after midnight on Saturday, 16-year-old Kalicia Williams was found in the lobby of the Hyatt Regency on Peachtree Street, suffering a gunshot wound to the groin. Investigators say Williams and a 16-year-old boy had been fighting in one of the rooms, prompting the gunfire. The boy was taken into custody and charged with felony murder. And with just a few days left in 2020, the city has already seen 56 more murders than at the end of 2019.
And today, Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms sent out a statement on 7-year-old Kennedy Maxey's death. She says in part that while the Atlanta Police Department has significant leads in the case, it does not erase the pain felt when a beautiful, vibrant, and loving child is tragically taken from her family. She also urged the public to keep sending in tips. There is a $15,000 reward being offered to anyone with information that can help police find her killer.
And we all know Keisha Lance Bottoms was one of the sisters who pretty much ushered in the decay of the city. You know, she was a horrible mayor. She didn't support police officers. She fumbled the Rayshard Brooks situation, and it was just a bad look for the Communitah. It's just a bad look. Okay. But we're gonna get into the individual who killed that baby Kennedy.
The man recently found guilty of
She called.
murdering a 7-year-old girl in Buckhead will spend the rest of his life in prison.
Thank God.
A Fulton County judge sentenced Daquan Reed to life in prison without the possibility of parole for shooting Kennedy Maxey days before Christmas in 2020. Joe Hinkie was there as Maxey's family spoke in court today.
During the trial of Daquan Reed, prosecutors said back in 2020 he was robbed, and then in a fit of rage, he pulled out his gun, fired it, and a stray bullet struck and killed Kennedy Maxey. During today's sentencing, though, prosecutors said the only true robbery back in 2020 was Kennedy Maxey having her life taken from her.
Wow. So he probably lied about that whole situation. These niggas.
On Sundays, Mariah Maxey takes a chair, her breakfast, flowers, and cleaning supplies to a cemetery to visit her 7-year-old daughter.
That is what my life has been reduced to. Breakfast at cemetery on Sunday mornings, and motherhood expressed an act of cleaning a tombstone marker for my deceased daughter.
Woo!
My life was so different before the night of December 21st, 2020.
That is when Kennedy Maxey, an innocent girl, sat in the back seat of a car, her mother and aunt in the front seats as they finished their Christmas shopping. Daquan Reed shot a gun. A stray bullet went into the back of the Maxey's car, hit Kennedy, and she died the day after Christmas. Her mother's words today brought tears to the courtroom and even the judge.
My baby was my anchor. She grounded me on this earth.
Wow. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. But I do want to pose a question. Say this sister right here this sister who lost her beautiful baby girl, Kennedy Maxey, say she was actually the judge. So the sister is the judge and the victim is the white woman. Do you think this sentence would have been fair? Do you think it would have been the same? Or do you think the sister judge would have given her a break? Okay. I think so. I think she would have. I think there wouldn't have been as much empathy. As you can see, that glider judge was very empathetic. She even cried along with her. I think if the roles were reversed, there wouldn't be as much empathy. And that's the sad part. And that's a scary part. That's a scary part. Because the sisters, they want us to feel bad about their trauma, empathize with them, protect Black women, as they say, which we absolutely feel bad that she lost her child, no doubt about it. But on the other end, when it happens to other people outside of the Communitah, they almost act like those people deserved it, or that is a form of repaying reparations, if you will. And it's absolutely a disgusting attitude. And I'm not saying that this sister has that, but I did want to pose that hypothetical.
Her mother's words today brought tears to the courtroom and even the judge.
My baby was my anchor. She grounded me on this earth. She inspired me. She motivated me. She gave me purpose and meaning.
One of Kennedy's aunts also left heartbroken forever.
Unimaginable. It's really the only word to describe our family's reality. A reality that we are stuck with for the rest of our lives.
Shout out to Cyrus Cherry with the $5 super trap. He says Kim Fox would have called it mutual combat.
Hold on. Hello? Where we at? Oh, you want to know where I'm at? We outside!
Yep, you ain't wrong about that.
Kennedy's maternal grandmother is now left struggling as well to be a mother herself.
Knowing as her mother, I'm helpless. Knowing I can't give her her baby back or say anything that could truly console her.
Judge Emily Richardson said after the shooting, during the trial,
and look at that nigga. He got an attitude. He don't give a fuck. He doesn't give a flying fuck.
After being found guilty, Reed showed no remorse except for brief comments in court today. Richardson
What a
said
piece of
that led to
shit.
Reed's sentence of life.
What a piece of shit. And then Black people will sit up there and be like, we get sentenced unproportionately, disproportionately. The U.S. State Department shows that Black men specifically, because we know women in general get lesser sentences, but Black men specifically get 20% greater sentences than white men. And this is the reason why. This is what I said. I've said this on my channel before and people try to act like I was crazy. But the reason why we're disproportionately sentenced is because when you get to that damn courtroom, for one, you don't show any respect for the victims. You don't show any respect for the victim's family, and you don't show any respect for yourself or the Black community that you're supposed to be representing. So when that judge sees that and they see your foul attitude and they see you doing all this goofy shit and they see that you ain't paying attention and you picking your nose and putting your hands in your pants and scratching your balls and your nutsack and shit like that, it's a disgusting sight. So they want you to fuck up out of here because you don't have remorse. That's why you're getting longer sentences. It's not because of the color of your skin. It's not because you're being racially discriminated against. It's because you are a piece of shit, and this is where you belong. Point blank, period. If you don't have remorse for this crying grandmother, if you don't have remorse for the mother of the 7-year-old girl that you killed, then you deserve to be in prison for the rest of your goddamn life.
Judge Emily Richardson said after the shooting, during the trial, and after being found guilty, Reed showed no remorse.
Look at this
except for
nigga.
brief comments in court today. Richardson said that led to Reed's sentence of life without parole for murdering Kennedy.
I do not find that mercy is merited.
In downtown Atlanta, I'm Joe Henke, 11 Alive News.
Wow.
Chilling to hear that family's words there. Remember, you can.
Shout out to that judge, dog. Cause you know, a lot of times we talk about women in leadership positions. She did the right thing. She did the right fucking thing. Okay. So we're gonna watch a little bit of this sentencing. It's 36 minutes. We're not gonna watch the whole thing. We're gonna skip through, but we're gonna listen to what the legal representation said first. And then we're going to get into the situation. We're going to get into his demeanor, and I'm going to tell you exactly why black men are disproportionately sentenced. Because I've been in front of the judge before and whatnot. Like anybody who has ever been through that situation, you know that if you show that you are sincere and if you show remorse and you show respect, they're going to be cool with you. They're going to be nice to you unless you do some crazy shit. But, you know, for something small, they're going to show you favor. They're going to be merciful. But these niggas don't show any remorse and they don't give a fuck. So let's watch.
Good morning, Judge.
Look who's defending them too. Look at his defense. Two sisters. And if he was out of jail right now, like if he had did this crime, got a bond, and he was out of jail, I guarantee these sisters would have fucked him.
The state has at least 4 victim impact statements to present. We also filed a notice to present evidence in aggravation of punishment. However, the court already has a majority of that evidence that being the certified copy of the conviction that was used, but there was 3 other convictions on that same one for different crimes. But we also intend to, pursuant to 24-4405, subsection B permits the state to introduce specific instances of the defendant's conduct at a 1710-2 hearing. So we intend to go through State's Exhibit number 51, which is the defendant's Instagram that was introduced during the course of the trial. We also have a certified copy of the conviction, misdemeanor conviction for the defendant that we intend to introduce. So before we get started, just to lay out the framework, the defendant was convicted of all counts. That was malice murder in count 1, 3 counts of felony murder, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, criminal damage to property in the first degree, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon.
Woo!
So my understanding of the mechanics there is that count 1 would stand. The court, in its discretion, may sentence the defendant to life with the possibility of parole to life without parole. The 3 felony murder counts would vacate by operation of law, so there would be no sentence on any of those counts. The aggravated assault with a deadly weapon count would merge into count 1. There would be a sentence, however, from the court on the criminal damage to property in the first degree, which is 1 to 10 years. There would be a sentence from the court on possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, which is a mandatory 5-year consecutive term. And there would be a sentence from the court on the possession of a firearm by a felon count, which is 1 to 10 years, leaving the court with the discretion to sentence the defendant to life with the possibility of parole.
Let's get it.
Plus a 5-year term, or life without parole up to 25 years to serve. And just to let the court know, that is going to be the state's recommendation. We're going to be asking for life without the possibility of parole.
Yes.
Plus a consecutive 10 years on the criminal damage to property in the first degree count, plus a consecutive 10 years on the possession of a firearm by a felon count, plus a 5 years consecutive on the possession during the commission count.
So he got life without the possibility. Well, they're recommending life without the possibility of parole plus 25 years. Sounds about right.
So with that in mind, I will proceed at the court's pleasure. There are at least 4 family members that would like to address the court. And we also have family members that are joining on Zoom but aren't going to be speaking.
Okay.
So I can either call them up.
You can call them up, whichever order you wish.
Whitney, next.
You may remove your mask if you're comfortable. I need you to state and spell your name for the record first.
Okay. Whitney Maxie, WHITNEY MAXIE. Good morning. My sister and my family and I have been living the unimaginable, trying to find the words to write a victim's impact statement for my perfect 7-year-old niece who was stolen from us in the most tragic way during Kennedy's favorite holiday season, exactly 1 month before her 8th birthday. Unimaginable. It's really the only word to describe our family's reality.
Wow.
A reality that we are stuck with for the rest of our lives.
This is how these super gremlins affect the families. This when y'all get in my comments, especially you sisters that get in my comments and talk about how I hate my people and I hate myself. Wait till this is you.
Reality we had no say in. Due to the defendant's blatant disregard on human life, Kennedy is no longer here with us. An unimaginable pain. Kennedy was the most special little girl who would choose her tablet over TV, the pool over the beach, and daddy's house over school. On December 21st, 2020, the defendant took Kenny's right to choose. She had a whole life of choices ahead of her. Again, I could never imagine having to ask. Your Honor, I ask that you consider the precious life of my beautiful niece and all that was taken from her when sentencing the defendant today.
There's some audio issues, but guys, bear with us.
Please consider the unimaginable pain my sister feels every day being without her baby. Please consider our family's unimaginable reality. Thank you.
That was deep, y'all. That was deep. Here's Grandma.
LA, crude up, CRU. Mother is never supposed to bury a child. A grandmother is never supposed to bury a grandchild.
But in the Black community,
On January 2nd, 2021, I witnessed my baby bury hers. Kennedy McCall Maxie, a beautiful, funny little diva that loved Taco Bell. She would order tacos, no salad, and she would say, just 6. The Simpsons, the yellow people as she called them. Her tablet, and most of all, her family. Kennedy was my oldest grandchild and my only granddaughter. I never would imagine having to ever say goodbye to her. Christmas was her favorite holiday. We would even joke she loved it more than her own birthday. Kennedy, her mom, looked forward to Christmas every year. A day that should be filled with love, excitement, and happiness has been changed for our family forever. Christmas Day 2020, when Kennedy should have been enjoying opening presents with her cousins and playing with her new LOL toys, she was in the hospital bed fighting for her life. A memory that is forever engraved in my mind.
And wait.
Kennedy's favorite holiday is now.
Wait until they flash back to the super gremlin that did this and watch his face. No remorse.
Filled with the overwhelming amount of sadness, grief, and anguish. A day our family thought would hold generations of family traditions in a now dreadful day, where we were forced to remember not only Kennedy's last Christmas with us, but her last day forever. Our family was robbed of being able to experience what would have been many of Kennedy's first.
This is what these super gremlins are doing to the Black community and sisters and all of these other idiot dudes, rappers, entertainers, advocate for this type of stuff. We got Kim Kardashian fucking thought behind trying to free Julius Jones, who obviously did that shit to try and act like she's a lawyer. And the black community thinks she's a savior of some type. It's ridiculous. I mean, we're so easily fooled. It's hilarious.
Her unborn brother was even robbed of being able to experience having a big sister. My daughter Mariah was robbed of her entire universe. Kennedy was robbed of her beautiful, bright future. A piece of my daughter left with Kennedy. She will never be the same. Having to witness my daughter try and carry on while staying a good person has almost unbearable at times. Knowing as her mother, I'm helpless. Knowing I can't give her her baby back or say anything that could truly console her. While watching the defendant show no remorse or regards to my grandbaby's life.
You heard it. No remorse. This is why you are disproportionately sentenced, because you don't give a fuck about the victims and you show it in the courtroom. And this is on Zoom. You know, he could have faked it on Zoom. He could have started wiping his eyes and, I'm sorry, man, I'm fucked up about this shit, man. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have done. Y'all know there ain't nothing I can say to bring the baby away. But God, I just hope somebody can forgive me. Like, he didn't do none of that. He didn't do none of that. This is why you are disproportionately sentenced.
I'm asking the courts today to impose the maximum sentence punishable by law on the defendant. Thank you.
Let's fry them. Let's cook them. And I do want to let you guys know, under any other circumstances, unfortunately, but under any other circumstances, if this was not their family, if this didn't directly happen to them, respectfully, they probably wouldn't care. And they would probably, any nigga who would be facing time, they would probably say, free him. He didn't do shit. He's wrongfully convicted. Man, these folks trying to take all of us out. Oh, the slave catchers got him. If this didn't directly impact them and it didn't touch their family, then they probably would not think like this, feel like this. But since it happened to them, now they want justice. And this is the problem with the Communitah, is that we are not able to, look at it from other people's point of view. We just say, oh, we're being disproportionately targeted, this, that, and third. But then when you get in that courtroom and see how these niggas is acting, then it all makes sense. But every case is different, but it's about context. And I'm telling you guys right now, if this did not happen to their family, they would be the same people on social media who I showed you earlier, who were talking about Fani Willis need to go somewhere and girl bye and she trying to lock all our brothers up and she don't want no more good black men on the street. These are not good black men. These are evil people, and they do wickedness in the sight of the Lord. There you go. Ain't shed a tear with that dumbass tattoo over his brow.
ANGU. Wise, WISE. My name is Angel McClinton Wise. I'm the mother of Jalen Terrence McClinton Wise. And the grandmother of Kennedy McCall Maxie, aka Kennedy McCall Maxie Wise. That's what I call her, to let her know that her creation, Spicy Noodles, is ready. She would say, yes, Angel Nana, I'm coming. I would never hear that again. She would have a buffet of organic apples and grapes, Capri Suns, Kit Kats, red bag of Skittles, and of course, spicy noodles. I'll never pick her up from school again to hear her say every day, Can we go to Taco Bell? I loved our routine. It's so painful every day because every day reminds me of our dear precious Ken. I have shortness of breath and cry every day, knowing I'll never physically see her again because of a senseless act of a grown boy named Daquan Reed. His selfishness and wannabe demeanor led him to a path of flexing and showboating with.
Hold up. Wanna be what? Wanna be street? Wanna be hood? Wanna be a rapper? Wanna be a thug? Wanna be a hip hop icon? Flexing? Showboating? And I'm telling you right now, y'all ain't listening. Black people don't even know that this man, Daquan Reed, got sentenced. They don't know what type of monster was taken off of the streets by these so-called slave catchers today. They have no idea. And they're advocating to loosen or lessen the severity of prison. Lessen the difficulty of it. This is what these people are advocating for with this criminal justice reform bullshit.
Demeanor led him to a path of flexing and showboating with no regards to others, who knows right from wrong, but who chose to fire a gun anyway. To hear that he said anyone could get it made my heart sink. His actions when he found out he was guilty.
We hear this all the time. Anyone can get it. I don't give a fuck who it is. If a nigga try me, if a bitch try me, anyone can get it. Anyone can get it. That means a 7-year-old girl can get it. Are you guys paying attention to the nonsense, to the logic of the Communitah? By him saying anyone can get it, he means that a 7-year-old girl can get it and younger. Don't think that it's just the limit stops at 7 years old. Oh, no. The limit doesn't even stop at 7 months. These super gremlins are on demon time.
With no remorse made my heart harden. If he has no regards for others taking a life away, then why should we have compassion for him? I ask Your Honor to give him life without parole so that he will always be reminded every day of the senseless actions does have consequences. Kennedy McCall Maxey was a very gifted artist who could draw, dance, and sing. She loved swimming. She was intelligent, beautiful, and loved life. Sent a lesson that gun violence must end. It's very hard to hear innocent children dying. This has to change. Rest in heaven, Kennedy McCall Maxey.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mariah Maxey, MariahMaxie. On Sundays, I pack a foldable beach chair and a green basket filled with cleaning supplies, paper towels, and other random tools into the trunk of my car and head to Publix, not even 30 seconds from my house. Once inside of Publix, I make my way to the floral department where I browse for fresh and vibrant flowers, typically in the shade of bright pinks and purples. After making my purchase in Publix, I head across the street to Dunkin' Donuts, where I order a coffee and a donut before making my way another 30 seconds up the road to a memorial garden. I drive to the back of the garden and stop in front of a plot in the Garden of Peace, where I unpack the foldable beach chair, the green basket, the fresh flowers, and my breakfast. I plot myself in front of a marker that reads Kennedy McCall Maxey, where emblems of Santa Claus, a unicorn, a paintbrush, and the dates January 26, 2013 through December 26, 2020 are displayed. I eat my breakfast and listen to music. Some days I watch TV shows that she loved, like Tom and Jerry or the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, before I clean the marker, sometimes trimming the grass around it. Before I leave, I whisper to my daughter, hopeful that she can hear me. I wish that we could be together. I touch my fingers to my lips and then run those same fingers over her name before I head home. This act of Sunday visits allows me to do something for my daughter. It allows me the opportunity to take care of her in one of the only ways I'm left to do so. That is what my life has been reduced to. Breakfast at cemetery on Sunday mornings, and motherhood expressed an act of cleaning a tombstone marker for my deceased daughter. My life was so different before the night of December 21st, 2020. I became Kennedy's mother at only 20 years old in the middle of my sophomore year of undergrad. I made a vow the summer after she was born to do whatever it took to ensure that my daughter's life was not minimized as a result of her being born to a young single mother. I wanted nothing more for my life than to honor her as her mother, to be worthy of being her mother. So I worked my butt off. From the time Kennedy was 5 months old, I worked full time and was enrolled in school at the maximum number of credits each semester so that I could graduate with my class while maintaining financial stability for the two of us. I never took my foot off the pedal. I pursued my master's. I built a career all in hopes of propelling our lives forward. Outside of working and going to school full time or even traveling for work, every free second I had was spent with my kid. I woke up early to pack her lunch, to get her dressed for school. I frequented Target with her to buy her toys that she didn't need. I took her on little mommy and me dates. I planned Disney World trips and trips to the beach so she could experience places I was fortunate to visit when I was a kid. I went overboard on Christmas because I wanted her to believe in the magic of the holiday season. In January 2020, I realized it was time for me to establish some roots for my baby and me. Every Saturday, I would drive Kennedy by the little lot of land where our house was being built. I was so excited to gift her her own room. We moved into our new house in July of 2020. We spent roughly 5 months there together before Kennedy got hurt. And the 5 months that she was able to enjoy the house, she slept in her room a total of 7 to 8 times, as she often found herself winning the battle to sleep in the bed with me, justifying the act by saying, "But Mama, I am your husband." On December 21st, 2020, in the matter of milliseconds, the life I worked so hard to build for my daughter was destroyed, and I was left to regret every single thing I just read to you.
I wish they would like pan to the Super Gremlins Zoom screen right now. This nigga doesn't give a fuck. And this is an amazing testimony. Very thought out, very intimate, gives you an inward look into the life of Kennedy Maxey. She had so much love around her. She had so many people who supported her. She had so many people who wanted to see her win, who wanted to see her thrive. Okay? And it was all taken away in the blink of an eye. These super gremlins are on demon time.
None of what I accomplished or worked to achieve for her matters anymore. I regret every second that I prioritized work or school because they took me away from her. Before December 21st, I felt so right in all that I did, and now I feel so wrong. I often apologize to her out loud for the time.
Are we going to hear Kennedy's father speak? Where is bruh?
That I was absent, or for when I was heads down in work or in a textbook, or for not capturing every second of her life. I never imagined that she'd be stolen from me. I never imagined that she'd be hurt in the way that she was. I never imagined watching my baby suffer for 5 days in a hospital bed. I never imagined having to make impossible decisions in the hospital or when preparing for her funeral. I never imagined that she wouldn't be able to live the life I worked so hard to build together. I never imagined being her mother would one day mean visiting a cemetery on Sunday morning or trying to hold my head up during a criminal trial for her murder. I can't even describe to you all how she was because I wouldn't be able to make it through it. But I will share that my baby was good. She was so good. She didn't have a main bone in her body, and she loved out loud, and she was so special to me. I can't bring into words what was stolen from me. My baby was my anchor. She grounded me on this earth. She inspired me. She motivated me. She gave me purpose and meaning. I want nothing more than to honor her, to protect her, to give her everything her heart desired. I was robbed of that opportunity on December 21st, and she was robbed of her life at only 7 years old. I pray that she knows that mommy would have never allowed this to happen to her if I had any control of the situation, that I would never have dragged her out that night if I would have known that a senseless act of rage would rain down so much tear, trauma, and agony on our lives. I hope that she sees that mommy would go to the end of the earth. I would sit uncomfortably and in pain in any courtroom across this galaxy to fight for justice and to ensure that the person that hurt her and stole her from me is held accountable for his actions. Kennedy did not have to lose her life. I pray that this sentencing reflects that. Yet I want everyone to know that regardless of the sentence issued here today, my baby, at only 7 years old, completely innocent, was given a death sentence. An irreversible, an undisputable death sentence where there is no solution to the pain endured by me or anyone else that loves her. At the end of this, I will walk out of this courthouse. I will go back to a house built for her that she no longer fills. I'll crawl myself through the rest of the week. And on Sunday, I'll load up my trunk with that beach chair and green basket. I'll stop at Publix to get fresh flowers. I'll order my breakfast from Dunkin', and I'll plop myself on a grave holding my 7-year-old, whose life was stolen for nothing. Thank you.
And she's pregnant again, it appears. Is it the same father of Kennedy? Where is he at? Is he gonna speak? I definitely would like to hear his voice, hear his thoughts on this. But condolences to the family. Very sad. Is that the father? I guess that's the father, or the new boyfriend. Might be the new boyfriend.
What were 51 judges case national hit verified copy.
Okay, we're gonna skip this part. Okay, let's see. All right, so he's gonna speak a little bit. This is the attitude of these super gremlins. You're gonna hear breaking news. You're about to understand why black men get sentenced 20% longer sentences than white men. You're about to see it right here.
Maximum sentence allowed by law.
All right, Ms. Megan.
Yes, Your Honor. My client would like to address the court.
Here we go. This is why y'all niggas is getting longer sentences. Listen up.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Reed.
Hello. I would like to tell you about what I have been doing while I've been incarcerated. I volunteered to go to the New Beginnings program.
Nobody gives a fuck.
But he to help change my life. I have completed a lot what we have in this program, so I can be a better person. The things I've learned are the 12 steps to your addiction, how to overcome your addiction, and delve into change and why it matters, and understanding self-destructive behavior. These things are very important, how to overcome the things that mislead people.
Somebody read this shit. Somebody wrote this shit for him. He reading straight off a piece of paper. Somebody wrote this shit for him. Niggas think that they can just write a fucking paragraph and get out of jail free card. Like, fuck out of here, nigga.
I know I have been convicted of
Mr. Reed, hold on. I just need you to speak a little bit slower and a little bit louder, okay?
This nigga don't give a fuck. He just trying to speed through it.
Sorry, the court order can't take it down.
Max model?
Yeah, you can start over.
Okay. I would like to tell you about what I have been doing while I've been incarcerated. I volunteered to go to the New Beginnings program to get my
programs on top of programs. This is where your money is going to, taxpayer, black community. When you say we need more programs, these are the idiots who your program money is going to. You got me fucked up if I'm going to willingly support one of these bullshit ass, non-effective programs. Yeah, no, I'm not putting my money toward this bullshit to attempt to rehabilitate these numbskull ass niggas. Fuck out of here.
Which I will be taking my test on September 21st to help change my life. I've completed a lot of what we have in this program so I can be a better person. The things I've learned are the 12 steps to your addiction. And if your addiction is not just drugs, it could be the lifestyle as well, and how to overcome your addiction. And adapting to change the right matters. And understanding self-destructive behavior.
Fry this nigga. He sound retarded. And adapted to change a higher matter. I got self-destructive behavior. Shut the fuck up.
These things are very important on how to overcome the things that just lead people. And I'm using things I've learned to determine my will be in life. I know I have been convicted of very serious charges. I'm not asking for a slap on the wrist. I'm asking you to consider giving me a possibility of parole.
Wow. So this nigga is trying to get a possibility for parole after killing a 7-year-old. The hubris of these niggas, bruh. They think that all is going to be forgiven and the system's against them, and that's why he got locked up. It's getting old. We're tired of it. We're done with it. We're throwing you niggas away.
I have planned goals and programs to help me while I'm incarcerated, which is finishing my GED, any anger management, and rehabilitation programs, along with any integrity or motivational program. I'm a better person.
Integrity shouldn't be a word that comes out of this nigga's mouth. Fuck out of here. And now he's a better person. Yeah, right.
Whatever I have to do to strive to be successful while I'm incarcerated. This situation is very devastating and hurtful, and I have a heart. I was a victim of.
This nigga said this situation is very devastating. What? He's acting like he's the victim, and then he goes on to say, I was a victim of. What were you a victim of? What were you a victim of? What the fuck is he talking about?
I do whatever I have to do to strive to be successful while I'm incarcerated. This situation is very devastating and hurtful, and I have a heart. I was a victim of crime in my situation as well. I went to apologize for what my grandmother said over the phone. She was very upset and said things that were wrong. She even told me to kill myself. I also
Nobody feels sorry for you.
plan on taking trade so I can have access to a good job.
Trade? This nigga thinks that he's getting out of jail one day. The only thing you finna trade is trade your bones to the soil of the earth.
Last but not least, to the Maxey family, I know you may hate me and may not care what I have to say. I want to tell you I'm truly sorry for your loss. I don't know how to tell you things will be okay because that wouldn't be true. I want to tell you that you have a very beautiful daughter with a amazing smile who is innocent, and I ask that you remain strong through this tragedy. And I hope through faith and God you find forgiveness. My heart hurts for the Maxey family, for my family, and especially my son and daughter. This entire situation is full of loss. Losing my father at the age of 11 has prevented me from the ability to cope with my emotions. That's one thing I've been
That nigga mad as shit. He like this nigga.
working on and will continue to work on. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share.
And this is what the victim mindset looks like. And these are, you know, looks like hardworking, good to do black folk looking at the people that they actively voted and protested for. So they voted to give these criminals a more lenient sentence. They voted to to give them the victim mindset. They voted for excuses to why the Black community is in shambles. And now they are seeing firsthand, you know, how wicked that thought process is. But, you know, honestly, when it comes to politics, they probably didn't learn. They'll probably it probably doesn't. They probably don't even correlate their political leaning with what's happening right now. I'm telling you that right now. So that's the unfortunate part.
Thank you, Mr. Reed. Ms. Megan.
Yes, Your Honor. And so ultimately, we're going to be requesting a life sentence with the possibility of parole.
All right.
And that's all his lawyer said. Them sisters don't give a fuck. They ready to get up out of there and go to the club.
Thank you. Any brother?
Not from the state, girl.
Not from the defense, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, obviously this has been a very emotional case. I understand, obviously, for Kennedy's family, but I understand it's emotional.
Fry them.
For the Reed family.
Fish o filet. Throw them in the deep fryer.
As well. In considering the appropriate sentence to be given in this case, the state has talked a lot about motive and why Mr. Reed may have chased after the person who allegedly robbed him, why he may have fired that gun out into traffic. I personally don't really care. I don't care what his reasoning for doing it was. As a convicted felon,
Yes.
Mr. Reed chose to carry a gun based on the social media that was introduced at trial, continuously and repeatedly carried multiple guns.
Yeah.
He was in possession of different guns. He chose to bring that gun to a public and crowded mall right before Christmas. He chose to respond to the alleged robbery, not by getting law enforcement involved and taking the appropriate actions, but by chasing after the alleged robber with all of his friends and firing that gun out to a crowded city street. And that bullet is what resulted in Kennedy's death. Up until today, Mr. Reed has shown no remorse whatsoever. Based on the evidence that came out at trial, he showed no remorse after he found out that his actions of firing that gun into traffic resulted in Kennedy being injured and eventually dying.
And he couldn't show remorse then. Otherwise, he would have been a weak ass, puss ass, bitch ass nigga. So he had to wait until the end of trial to ask for mercy. Because showing remorse once he figured out that he caught a body would be some weak ass shit in the mind of the Communitah. So he had to stand on those street principles until the end. You see where the logic is going, guys?
Instead, he responded by trying to get rid of that gun and then trying to get another gun.
Yep.
Immediately. He showed no remorse during trial. He showed no remorse after even being convicted. His grandmother on the phone with him made threats to commit very egregious acts of violence in this courtroom during sentencing, and he responded by laughing.
They tapped his phone. His grandma said she was going to pull up and air this bitch out, air the courtroom out if they sentence him. This is the fruit of the loin that this man comes from. This is who he comes from. These violent grandmothers, these violent super sister gremlins on demon time.
On the phone. Up until today, there's been nothing.
I mean, literally, I could even accept if grandma got on the phone and was like, "Oh, baby, I know you didn't do this, honey. Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, baby, I know they got you wrongfully up there in that prison cell. We need you to be free. Let my people go. This baby didn't do nothing." I could even accept if she did all that bullshit, which is what sisters usually do. But the fact that she stood on all 10 after a 7-year-old black girl was murdered just shows you that black women don't give a fuck about protecting other black women or little black girls. There is no solidarity within the black and brown community, and there is no solidarity within the black community. I mean, how do you have your grandma call on the jail phone making threats to the courtroom and you out here laughing about it?
So I understand his expressions of remorse now.
Fuck his expressions of remorse. Because that girl Kennedy doesn't get another chance at life.
But taking into consideration of his actions that led to this murder and his actions after the murder.
And how about we arrest the grandmother too? Terroristic threats. Get her the fuck out of here too. Let's start holding everybody accountable. Arrest that super grandma gremlin on demon time.
His actions during the trial and his actions after the conviction. I do not find that mercy is merited in this case. The sentence of the court with regard to count 1, murder, is life without parole. The sentences for count 2, 3, and 4, felony murder, will be vacated by operation of law. The sentence for count 5, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, will merge into count 1. Count 6, criminal damage to property in the first degree, I will sentence him to 10 years, but that sentence will run concurrent with count 1. Count 7, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, 5 years consecutive to count 1. And count 8, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, 10 years consecutive to count 1 for a total of life without parole plus 15 years.
Bye-bye.
Is there anything further from the state?
Bye-bye.
No, Your Honor. Anything further from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, there's the sentence of the court.
Goodbye. And he is up out of there. Gone. And thank goodness. Good riddance. Good riddance. We're glad that he's gone. We're glad that he got the maximum sentence. Praise God. It was a necessary thing to happen. Over here, we don't support these super gremlins. Fry them. Throw them away. Lock away the key. It's over. It's over. That's what we want to see. Justice. That's justice. That is justice. No excuses. Just plain, unadulterated justice. So, guys, I appreciate everybody for joining the stream. If you want to support this channel, just understand that I am being immensely shadow banned. So the best way for you to support the channel is to buy the merch, hit the PayPal, hit the Cash App. We have affirmative action hoodies, okay? So you can get your affirmative action BGZM News 17 hoodie ASAP, okay? We got the logo on the front and affirmative action on the back. We also have the diversity hire hoodies. Okay, we got the diversity hire hoodies, so make sure you go check those out. We've got them in multiple colors. So you really need to take a look at these hoodies because they're very, very comfortable. And you know, if you want to support the channel, we got the Jackson baseball jerseys and the Jinquavius baseball jerseys. We also have the Keep It One Thante hoodies. We got the Sisters Come Get Your Kids hoodies. We got these Super Gremlins Are on Demon Time hoodies. And we have the BGZM News 17 t-shirt and the BGZM News 17 snapback, which is actually really, really good quality. As you guys can see, this is in embroidery. So it's really good quality. The BGZM News 17 snapbacks are really, really dope. And they come in multiple colors. So you can sport them. This is the Superman one, as I like to call it. So make sure you guys go support, buy the merch. Show me some love and send me some pictures through the Discord on, you wearing the merch out in public or in the privacy of your own home. But definitely go support the merch store right there if you do enjoy this channel. So anyways, also make sure you guys go subscribe to my backup channel, BGZM News 17, which I will bring onto the screen right about now. So make sure you guys go check out my backup channel, BGZM News 17. We're also live streaming on that. And if you are on BGZM News 17, make sure you come over to Black Gen Z Mindset. We drop videos every single day on BGZM News 17, sometimes a couple days a week. And some of these videos, I do some overlap. So there's a couple of gliders who were killed. They were gliders killed by super gremlins, who I'm going to break down later this week from this channel. But if you want to see those videos without my commentary before I comment on them, then make sure you go subscribe to BGZM News 17. We are trying to get that channel to 1,000 subs. It's taken a little bit longer than I had suspected or expected, but we're going to get to there, either way. So guys, make sure you go subscribe to BGZM News 17. It will be greatly appreciated. So that will be the end of the show today. Make sure, guys, you comment. It is so pivotal. We have 80 people in the building. I need all 80 of you to comment on the live stream immediately after it ends. Guys, this helps me with the algorithm. This helps me push my platform. This helps me get more eyes on this content. This is must-see content. We need more eyes on this content in order to find solutions for the son violence in the streets. So you already know what it is, man. It is your boy, Janquavius Jackson, a.k.a. Black Gen Z Mindset, a.k.a. BGZM News 17. We had a great show today. Hopefully, we are going to be hearing about the 4PF indictment coming very soon. But we got Rixh Gang, or Drug Rixh Gang, all the way up out of here. 26-member indictment. Shout out to Fani Willis with the strong words and the posturing against the super gremlins on Demon Time. You already know what it is, man. Love you guys. We're out. Comment immediately after the video and like the video. Peace.
Got him. We fucking got him.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Medgar Evers, and it's a very tranquil scene compared to just a couple hours ago where a drive-by shooting just took place. Excuse me. I'm getting live updates as we speak. I've just been updated to the amount of casualties from this drive-by shooting, and I'm getting reports that 2 people were actually declared deceased and 27 others were shot and injured but are in stable condition. And although we must pray for the families of the fallen, we must also praise God for the aim of the super gremlin. If you want to know more about the victims of this crime, make sure you add BGZM News 17 on Patreon at www.patreon.com/BlackGenZMindset. Also, don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and comment on the video to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this son violence in the streets. For more hard-hitting news coverage from the Communitah, by the Communitah, I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia. BGZM News 17.
And cut.
All right, dog. Let's get the out of here before these niggas come back.
Whoa. Yo. Ain't that nigga J?
Nah, that ain't me. That ain't me.
He just went live.
That ain't
with
me.
Funky ass that's that nigga.
That's not me.
Hey, get that nigga.
Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia. Pray for me.
Oh, look at Daddy.
He's not my grandma.
Really, Ava?
He's not